And we're here. We made it.
Yo, what's going on, Brett?
Just a few technical difficulties getting going this morning.
By the way, your name says Dan Petty on the lower left hand.
That's awesome. How do I edit that?
That's pretty funny. Actually, I have no idea what is happening.
I don't either.
We're having some difficulties today with the restream.
Yeah, you know
titles and things.
I'm gonna come back in. So
Okay. That's probably is good. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It looks like they changed a couple things here in the UI. So usually when we change the title in one place, it'll update everywhere. But for some reason, today it did not want to do that.
I'm still Dan Petty.
Brett's still my name. What if I can change mine? I'll be Brett, you be Dan. Okay. Yeah, this is funny. How's everybody doing today? Good. What's up? Good to see y'all here. Javier, good to see you again. You're always in here. Appreciate that. Nate, what's up? Alex. Alex already dropping the questions. Who is the OG Dan? I don't know. I don't know who the OG Dan Petty is. Yeah, that's what's up, Noah? Man, it is so awesome to see the names pop in here, especially some of the usual names, Chris, Umar, Yankee, Anton, Erwin. Man, this is sweet. All right, Brett's back. Let's see if his name shows up. And it is still my name.
I figured it out. Okay.
God.
The modal that pops up that has your name and you can select your mic and stuff, not popping up for me at all, just taking me straight into the stream.
Man,
so
stuff going down, huh?
We're good though. We're here.
You know what I wish you could do? I wish you could pop this chat out in a different window, or rearrange it somehow. It's just so frustrating.
Yeah,
it's just stuck there.
I feel you.
But
there is the app. I think there's a couple of. I think they have a couple of things. I think they even have a Mac app actually. But
oh, really?
We're not going to mess with that today.
We've done enough.
Yeah, we've done enough. What's up, everybody?
Victoria, cool. Good to see you again. Frank, Ross, what's up, Ross? Pretty late over there, isn't it, Ross? I think you're on the other side of the world.
We were supposed to have MDS join us today, and I think he just got back from traveling yesterday after like a 10-day trip. So we're gonna have him next week, our first guest on the podcast, a show, whatever you want to call this, the GOAT MDS. So be fun. But today you just get me and Dan.
Ross says
it's DevMode.
2:22 a.m. Yeah. All right. Well, appreciate you being up with us this late. That's cool.
Yeah. So let's dive into the name of this show. It's no longer Restream or Redesigned. Dang, man. We should not have named our stream after the name of the streaming platform that we use.
That's so funny.
I call it Restreamed all the time. Yeah, for those that don't know, the Restream is the platform we use to do this, and our show is normally called Redesigned, but today it's called DevMode.
Today is DevMode.
Why is
it called DevMode? Why is it called DevMode?
I know people might be confused. I assume by now everyone on X has seen what happened. I have my take on it. I don't know. Maybe we're making too big of a deal of it. But what was your reaction to the little petty fights going on between Lovable and Figma? I love it. Someone used your last name as a pun.
I think it was me. I retweeted that.
Was it?
Let me see if I can find it. What did I say? I actually said, or let me pull it up. I gotta redo my screen share thing again. Well, how do I do this now? Because we set up our screen share tabs.
We did.
Let me just try it real quick. I really hope I don't mess something up. I'm sorry if I do.
Sorry, guys. We had to duplicate when you have these streams set up. You have all the cameras and all the layouts already like done in these little templates, and we had it set up. We had to go another direction with it and start fresh. So, that was fast.
Okay, that worked. All right,
Okay.
cool. Here it was. I said, yeah, let me pull this up. Make it a little bit bigger. Not gonna lie, the petty in me is entertaining.
Dude, I didn't even catch that at first. I did not know. I didn't even catch that at first.
It's funny because anytime somebody tries to make fun of me or whatever out here on X, they try to say, "Oh, you're being petty," and they like think it bothers me. Like I think it's funny. I use it all the time. So I don't know. I this was the main tweet I saw, and this might have been the main one that was going around, but this person, Anton said Figma says we can't use the word dev mode and lovable. So I'm assuming this is
he's one of
the main people at Lovable.
They don't use titles over there, so it's hard to distinguish who's the founder, who's the designer. But I think he's one of the primary dudes over there.
Cool. So they got this letter from Figma saying Figma is the owner of DevMode, the trademark. So yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, there's a lot to talk about here, but I thought it was just funny seeing some of the comments. Here's the one from Framer Founders. Don't worry, Jordan and I sending them to stop using Frame.
I know, I saw that.
The
founder of Sketch right there, I think.
Ignore. Happy to put in place dev mode and Sketch too, if necessary. There was just some really funny. I mean, you can.
It was a meme. It turned into a meme.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So I don't. I got a kick out of just reading some of the stuff.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I don't personally have strong opinions either way. I think it's obviously well within their legal right to do this. And I think to say that Figma's scared of Lovable, I don't know. I mean, they might be scared of the idea of something like Lovable. I don't know that they're necessarily like shaking in their boots at Lovable at this stage.
I wouldn't think so.
But I do think I have several thoughts. I think this letter could have been a little harsher. They were pretty nice about it, I felt like.
Mm-hmm.
I think the main issue isn't that Figma stepped in to do this. I think that's their legal team's responsibility, and that's why they exist. I think it's just silly that you can even get something like this trademarked. First off,
it is. I just think that whoever is in charge of this stuff just has no idea what's happening, right? But I mean, I kind of get that, they would want to trademark that. I get it. If you can do it, sure. But like actually taking action on that trademark is what I feel is like a little. I don't know, especially for a brand new company like Lovable, who's pretty fresh.
They're fresh, man, but they're like,
I know they're huge.
They tout themselves as the fastest growing company in the world. So
yeah. But still,
it's a little, not to use this word again, but it's petty in a sense. And also, there's probably a ton of other tools that use dev mode, probably long before Figma even did, and they were just smart enough to get the trademark. I also don't think I think it's a similar situation to the Dribble debacle in the sense that had they done this and had Dribble just done what they had just done without being done in the context of every other mistake that they made, I don't think it would have been that big of a deal. I think it's quickly becoming just like a meme to bash and kind of belittle and criticize Figma in a way, in a sense that's like it's been that way against Dribble for quite a while now. It's like everything Dribble does seems to not bear good fruits. Now Figma, you can't really say the same thing about, because they do quite a bit of good stuff too. But I think had they not had the pricing issues and like the seats and just the way that they've convoluted the whole cost of Figma and the lack of attention to designers, like all these things that we talk about on the show and on Twitter, I don't think this would have been as big of a deal. But I also know from the horse's mouth, like they're using this as marketing, right? So whether they're
100%.
actually pissed about this, I think that might be a stretch. I think it's a good opportunity. I mean, this view, how many views does this have now? It was like 2 million the last time I saw, but
3.4.
now it's at 3.4 million. So
Yeah, I mean,
1.4 million just overnight.
look,
It's a big tweet.
the lovable people are really smart at marketing.
Mm-hmm.
That's no question, right?
They are.
They're great at it, and this is just another one of those things, like you were saying. Totally see that. And I don't know. I think you're right. With the reason it's becoming so memeable is because a lot of the mistakes Figma has been making lately, a lot like the dribble
Yeah.
stuff and just the way they've been acting. Figma does a lot of cool stuff too. They're great at a lot of things, but they also have definitely been making some mistakes. And this whole new UI thing, I know, which we all are going to be forced to use, I think by the end of this month or something like that. Yeah, it's just kind of silly.
Yeah. I had to actually switch back. I think a couple shows ago, I was like, I'm gonna make the jump because I haven't done it yet. And I'm gonna be forced to anyway. So the more I can get ahead of it, the better.
Yeah.
And then I had to switch back because I couldn't figure out for the life of me. I don't even know what the name of it is, but like auto text width, like making it kind of auto versus like in a box. I couldn't find that at all in the
Huh.
UI3, no matter how hard I looked. If
Okay.
anybody knows where that's at, by the way, in chat, that would be hugely helpful because for that reason alone, I literally had to switch back.
I'm sure
But
somebody
yeah,
knows
that's coming in. What is it? 14 days.
Oh, don't
2
remind me,
weeks.
man. It's gonna. I'm trying to
2 week
get all
notice.
this design work out before then because I know it's gonna give me. I mean, when I had to use it, when it auto forced the update, I was so afraid. I literally had to put tape on the bottom of the tab, whatever that
Yeah.
toolbar is on the bottom, just because how close it is to the edge. Like I literally can't look at it. It bothers me so much. Like move it away from the edge. Just move it away. It's just too close. It's too close.
Yeah, they wanted to be out of the way, but it literally is out of the way. So,
but yeah, this is pretty funny. So, but what's interesting is this meme yesterday kind of overtook the bigger news of Figma,
Okay.
what they announced yesterday. I don't know if
Mhm.
they announced. I don't know how somebody found out about it. I don't know because this was more interesting than this other news. But Figma
Yep.
apparently filed for IPO.
Oh, I didn't even
Uh,
see that. That's news to me.
I don't know if it's official news. It might just be rumor. But they filed something. I think they filed for an IPO, which could take, in most cases, it could take 4 to 6 weeks to actually kind of can happen. Sometimes
Mhm.
longer. It just depends on the situations and whatnot. But I think that's very interesting. And you know what? But you know what? My immediate thought was,
Mhm.
um, I don't. Again, it's probably just because of all the memeable stuff about Figma now. But my immediate thought was, huh, that's cool, but I would much rather buy Canva if Canva was out there as opposed to Figma, because I
Is
see Canva
Canva's
just.
not
I
Canva's
don't know if
doing
I don't
IPO?
know if they've IPO'd or not,
I thought they did, but maybe I'm wrong.
but I would just think that would be just
Mhm.
way bigger, and because I would see like Figma kind of assumption and just opinion just in this very moment, Figma falling back in value. Um, but then my next immediate thought was, no, wait, no, because I have a lot of friends that work for Figma. They've been there for a long time, and they're about to make a lot of money, and that is exciting.
That is
That would be
exciting.
so exciting.
That is awesome.
For a lot of reasons. One, it benefits them, but also they're a lot of them will probably start their own companies and design companies, design led companies, and that's just super cool. That's what we all want for everybody,
Need
right?
more of that. Yep.
So in that sense, it's cool. Uh, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it says they've confidentially filed for an initial public offering. I don't know what that means, confidentially. But yeah, we'll see what changes that brings. But yeah, Canva would be far more interesting. I was just talking this morning. We're in a small town, so everybody knows each other. Pull up to a gas station, friend walks up to me and he's like, "Hey, we're talking about design," and they're just talking about how their whole real estate company, they're mandating they all train in Canva, and I'm like, it's so mad. There's so many more companies like that out there than like big tech startups, right? It's like all there's the mom and pop shops down the street, the real estate agencies, all these sorts of things. It's like Canva is massive. What was their valuation? We looked it up last week, right?
Dude, it was like
I couldn't
5
recall.
times bigger than Figma.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous.
Don't sleep on them. And then the other big news, which is what I thought you were going to say, because this is exciting. Modify. Never heard of it before. Did anybody in the chat?
I have no idea what that is.
Ever heard of Modify? Did you hear this news?
I don't know if I've heard this or not.
Okay. Let's do a little demo real quick.
Design without limits. Modifiers. Well, what you do?
We're gonna do a little demo for the people. So this is Modify. It's an image. I don't know. Maybe image editing is a stretch here. Let me get this right. So it's kind of like it has shaders, which is what we sort of talked about last week. I don't know if these are called shaders. They call them modifiers. So I think it's a little bit different than a shader, because I feel like a shader is like a standalone object, whereas a modifier is actually modifying an existing image. So I'll just show you like a little tutorial here.
Of course, you already know how to use this, and probably
so this is a canvas, right? You have AI integrated into it. I can't move that logo, but this essentially says like, what would you like to do? Then you have your layer list over here. So let's just drag in a little image. Bring in like this guy right here. I actually did this in a tutorial this morning.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you have your image. Looks a lot like, kind of like Figma. I wouldn't say a lot like Figma. You have all these cool walkthroughs over here that are really neat. Each one of these effects, like you pop it open, it actually like tooltips the UI step by step and how to implement them. Great, like
nice,
great implementation. But you have these modifiers on the right hand side, which is where the direction I see Figma going, integrating some of these things. So like this morning I did the refraction, so we can just pull that in. Now when we click on the refraction layer here, we have all of these. This looks a lot like paper, right? Where you can click on the effect, you can fine tune it, you can rotate it, you can even add like frosted effects. You can make it seamless. So you have all these effects over here, and then you can layer the effects on top of each other, which creates some really cool things. So yeah, Figma bought these guys. Like I said, wow. I didn't even know they existed before, but now I have an entirely new platform to just explore and generate content from and whatnot.
Dude, this is sweet.
Pretty cool stuff. It's not Photoshop like level of image editing, but you like to see these things kind of, you know, I don't know. They have like cool halftone things in here, like dithering, halftone, which I know you love dithering. Dithering is Dan's.
It's my favorite.
Dan literally dithers in his free time. So yeah.
Oh, that's
kind of cool, you know. And there's a ton more in here. Like you have all the AI stuff. You have so much motion stuff in here.
Okay, so it's not just image.
No. Oh no, absolutely not. Motion effects. Yeah, you can do a lot in here.
Wow.
But I'm like, where have these guys been?
I've never heard of it. Yeah, I've never heard of it. Who do we know who the creator is? Is it somebody?
No idea. It's super bizarre. To me, it just literally popped out of nowhere. I don't know if they've been just in stealth mode on purpose.
Very cool name.
It's very cool.
I like that a lot.
Very cool. So that's Modify. So get in there. It's free. I didn't have to pay for it.
Joe Burfitt and Piers Calburn. So it just shows two people, our founders team. Yeah, I don't.
Oh yeah, watch this. So this is cool here. So if we're going back to this, I can add in. Hey, I'm going to do this real quick. Add this in, and then I'm going to go over to here, and I'm going to click this little plus sign here to add in a motion effect. And then I can move it down like that. And then it, you know. So it's easy to kind of do the first state and the second state, and then it just blends them in between. So,
dude, this is awesome.
It's pretty neat. I've just scratched the surface of it. It's cool. Like all the little all the little tutorials are a great way to kind of dive into it.
Oh shoot, they follow me on Twitter. I've never heard of them before.
Okay.
I wish I have. Like this is so cool.
They need better marketing because I shouldn't just now be finding out about how Figma found out about it. I have no idea. They're obviously closer.
Great snag if they did. That's actually, now I'm really excited because if they bring some of that stuff into Figma, that's going to be really cool. That's going to be really exciting. Yep. Wow. Okay. Somebody mentioned that you can't use they're not doing signups anymore on Modify though. Is that what somebody said?
Oh, is that true? I just signed up a couple days ago.
I saw that in the comments here.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's true or not.
Couldn't have been too expensive though, I would imagine, for Figma. I mean,
yeah, it actually says, unfortunately, we're no longer accepting signups.
Oh,
so
man.
None of us can get in.
Well, we definitely know where that's going then.
Dude, that'd be so cool. Oh, that's super exciting. I hope they don't just get rid of it. Because what you just showed looked incredible.
It's cool.
Oh, that's a bummer. Can't use it.
Interesting.
Dang. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even hear about this, so I didn't know that's what you were thinking of.
Yeah.
Lots of Figma news. Anything else at Figma that we missed? Because that's three fun things.
No, I think that's it for the last 24 hours.
What would you say the final date for the new UI is?
30th. 2 weeks.
Oh man, it's frustrating, dude.
Austin, you're early, man. Usually later in the pod. It's just loading forever. Lloyd got in. Who's your guys' main source of inspiration these days for UI? UL? I assume that's UI.
Main source
for UI? For me.
I don't know.
Dan doesn't need inspiration. He is the inspiration.
That's not true.
So
my biggest inspiration doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. So I still find some of it on Pinterest because I'm heavily inspired by editorial design. Mainly was like the surfer magazines back in the day, some snowboarder magazines, but like surfing, it was literally called surfing magazine, surfer magazine. And then of course all the all the Trans Worlds, Monster Children magazine, anything with good editorial design, which now they kind of all just look the same and kind of those design simplified a lot too. Like the web design simplified a lot. Everybody started to do the same thing. So did editorial design. But yeah, back then I would before I started every single project, I'd go to a Barnes and Noble or Borders, whatever there was, and I'd go to those magazines, buy the latest one, and just start ripping out ads. It was mainly the ads that had the best designs on them. But some of the editorial pieces, Wired magazine used to be really good. Now it's kind of stale.
I miss Wired. Wired was cool.
Wired was really good. There was all kind of good stuff, but it was always editorial. But now I'll go to Pinterest if I need to, and I'll just look for like editorial design inspiration. I don't look at website inspiration. I don't look at UX inspiration, whatever. I don't know. It's all the same stuff out there. Yeah. I'd rather be inspired by something different.
And a very niche part of design that kills it in terms of just design aesthetics and doing stuff different is like Type Foundry. They always have just the absolute sickest.
I have a favorite. I want to know who your favorite is. Who's your favorite? Because I have mine, and it's only one. It's okay if you can't think of it.
I don't know that I can even think of one off the top of my head. There's not one that I keep going back to. It's just I like to consume all of it. What's one that comes to top of me?
Well, maybe the design's different. Hold on, I'll share my screen. The design might be different now. Clem? Is it Clem?
Oh yeah.
But not this, whatever this is. But when you actually click on a font, let me find one.
Is that bacon up? Is that bacon up there?
So weird. So they actually redesigned their site. So this is still great, but this is not what I was thinking of. It was Clem. I remember it being Clem, but they had it differently, where they had a bunch of typography on top of the image here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Clem. Actually, maybe. Yeah, they had to redesign this because this looks different.
Different.
It was either them or the whoever has Suisse. Who has Suisse? But I'm pretty sure it was Clem. Suisse.
But yeah, I mean, not only the sites, but like if you're just on Pinterest, you type in like, I don't know, good fonts or something like that, and all the different graphics where they're showcasing the fonts. I pull so much inspiration from just those little like tiles, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they for some reason it's kind of like book covers. Like book covers are just generally well designed.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Yeah.
It's just an industry that just kills it over and over and over again. Pangram, someone says.
Pangram?
Yeah, Pangram is the name of it.
Man, that's unfortunate. Clem redesigned their site.
Oh yeah, this is clean.
What is it? Panagram? Oh, Panagram.
Pangram's a big. I feel like they're a big foundry.
I was just looking up for fonts this past week. So I was going through all this stuff.
Specimens. Oh, yeah. Is this a typo? A typo foundry? A typo? Yeah, that's another one. I think they sell Brockman, isn't it? Yeah, Brock font of all time.
Is this for real?
This is for real. I'll share it. No.
Oh, okay.
I use this font. All my tutorials. This is like my go-to font when I don't want to sit around and like trying to figure out what font should I use. Like everyone just uses Inter or whatever. I use Brockman over and over and over again. But they have, but yeah, I mean, this isn't necessarily like the best designed site. I would say this is not up there with some of these others, but the fonts themselves are pretty dang good. Anyways, yep, that they kill it, but that's where I get my info from. But Mobbin. I feel like it's making a comeback. It's been around for some time, but now people are finally starting to talk about it. But Mobbin is. Let me tell you what's cool about Mobbin.
I don't know if
those that don't really. For those that don't know, behind this logo you have mobile and web. So if you're just like in the app game, great. You can sort by screens. You can sort by flows. You can sort by UI elements. And what's cool is like you can dive into like my app. My wife uses this app, for example. You can dive in and get the entire ecosystem of screens in order. If you're just looking to like dive into how, particularly when somebody does like two-factor authentication or anything like that, there are endless examples here. And then you can go to web and do like if you're doing web dashboard, you have all of that as well by screens, by marking pages, even elements, all that sort of stuff. So
dang, I gotta get up in here. This is cool.
This is all I pretty much use for UI work.
Really?
Now, like if I want to get like now, I still like. I would say I never go on Dribbble. I definitely don't use Pinterest so much for UI as I do like branding and stuff like that. But occasionally I'll go to Layers. I'll go to Dribbble if I'm like looking for some specific element or something.
I keep forgetting about Layers. What is it? Layers.2? Yeah. Layers 2?
Yeah, Adrian's right. Like Mobbin is real world design. Like all of these are actual products. So any product that you can think of that has made a splash in the last few years is probably going to be in here, and they update it all the time.
I need to look into this. So why would you go pro? What says get pro? What's this? It's $12 or $10 for $10.
You know what? I don't know because I am on the pro plan, so I don't know what you don't get.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Looks like browse all apps and websites, browse flows.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so I think it caps you at a certain point, like everything starts to get locked once you scroll. It's kind of like Dribbble. Like if you're not signed into Dribbble, you get a little bit down the page and it'll make you sign in. I think it does a similar thing.
I see that now. Yeah.
So yeah, it's if you do a lot of UI work, it's well worth the $12 a month or whatever it is.
I might have to snag this. I mean, I have been looking for a good resource just to for good inspiration and stuff.
It's just hard. Like if you're like looking for this element here, for example,
this is like, nicely designed. Who do we know who designed Mobbin? Who's behind it?
I don't know. It's had a recent redesign though.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it's hard. Like if you're using Dribble or Pinterest or whatever you're using, it's really hard to like nail down. Like I want to see what this particular element looks like, and I want to see how others are doing it. Mobbin's really the only resource that exists that consolidates these things in some digestible fashion.
Mm.
Um,
Man, just another
yeah,
subscription.
Levi says it only gives you a row if you're not on the pro plan. So you gotta
Okay, $10.
gotta join the club.
So I gotta get $10 for this. I gotta get $10 for clean shot or whatever it is,
and then you're broke.
And then and all the AI things that I have to get. Man, it's expensive to be a designer nowadays.
It's more expensive, man. Yeah, I'm mildly stressed out with how many subscriptions I've signed up for.
I don't know how old you are, but I think you
34.
Okay, so almost 10 years. I got 8 years on you. So, but do you remember?
I started designing in 09.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in 2004 to 2007, 8, maybe by 2009 too, but I don't remember using it too much then. Only know this because I shared my first job. If you hear a lot of noise, it's because people are working on my house right now. We're getting new gutters put in. What was I saying? A site called Template Monster. Do you remember Template Monster? Okay, yeah. So
before my time,
before any of this other stuff existed, I mean, Facebook was barely a thing at this point. There was a site called Template Monster, and it was where you could see all these basically just templates of websites that you could acquire. You could buy these, you would get the PSD file. Some of them would be built out, some of them wouldn't, but they had this massive gallery of stuff. And that was literally the only place you could go to get any kind of inspiration for websites. But it had the coolest stuff on there. Yeah, anyways.
When design was fun, yeah.
Yeah, this Mobbin kind of reminds me of that a little bit. It was all this beautiful grid layout.
Yep.
But I remember going to Template Monster.
Speaking of someone who absolutely nailed the grid. Let me go to it.
The Grid. Do you remember that company called The Grid? Oh, shoot. I didn't know who you're talking about.
Dude, I haven't got to talk to you about this since I think you launched it like after the last show we had. And I go on here, I'm like, dude, you knocked it out of the park. I'm not even talking about the product itself. I don't know much about the product itself, but the presentation, A+ in my book. I don't give out a lot of A+.
That means a lot, man. I appreciate
the look of it, but also the curation of the work, which I saw you do this in real time.
Yeah,
on X.
And those are real people. Yeah, real people, real
like
I mean, some of them are real projects, but they're all from real people.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, that guy. I should have moved that one closer.
Yeah, man. Like the curation of work is out of this world.
Thanks, dude. And it's gonna be. Yeah, I think it's got some legs here. I mean, we got a lot of
got some legs. Yeah, okay.
It's just the hardest part is going to be finding the time to fully give it the best go it deserves, I think. But it's just me and another guy. We're pretty far on it, and I think you're going to start seeing it sooner than you think. This is just a small, tiny piece. Like wait till you see what you can make your portfolio look like, your actual page. Yeah. Like it is. I cannot wait to share the new danpay.com. Like it's going to be so
I mean, bro, if my portfolio could just look like this,
that and better, just in fully
like
customized.
No, I just want this. I just want this.
Yeah, you can.
I just want that.
That's all I want too.
But yeah, you can give me other options for sure. But make this an option because this is sick.
Now imagine that you can have your portfolio look cool. It gets the job done. It has all the work. You can customize it when you want. You can take it wherever you want to go, which I'll explain what that means on another day. And then every time you post something, it shows up in the feed where all the eyeballs are, and a few other cool things. I mean, and there's gonna be there's gonna be like an AI situation where you can, if anybody that wants to, you see how these are like beautifully laid out. It's not just a design just slapped like that top bud one. Imagine all you have is the UI there, not the background image. Upload that one file, then just with AI you can make whatever the background image is just right there instantly on the fly. You don't have to, I mean, it's so easy to do, but it's like some people don't want to take the time to do that. We can make it look cool for you.
So sick. And then if you do payments through this platform, you will have to pay through this platform, and Dan takes 50%.
Yes.
That's
but I won't tell you
monetization strategy.
I won't tell you to 10 years later. Like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna start charging. And you can't put links in that. You can't put links. You can't put your emails. No. Did you see somebody else? Somebody else got called out on Dribble this past week for so it wasn't their email and link that they put in their design.
Mm-hmm.
It was the company's brochure type stuff that they I forget what you call it, marketing material that you made for it had their email in it and their domain in it, and so for a client, and that work got suspended off of Dribble.
So insane. I've seen so many things like that people are screenshotting their emails when they gets like their work has been removed or something. And it's just like for the dumbest reasons, even outside of like the email stuff. But yeah, that's a lot. Oh, so it's yucky.
It's wild, man.
Yeah. Something tells me you're not going to make those same mistakes. But yeah, dude, this is just gorgeous.
Thanks, man.
Like the way that you like leverage this card too. I'm like, bro, so clean.
Cool. I'm glad you like it. It's gonna be fun.
So
it's gonna be fun.
You've seen a lot of interest though. A lot of interest in it.
Yeah. I mean, thousands of signups. Only just the one tweet really about it. Well, I guess you could say a couple of tweets before that.
Right.
But I'm not going to say too much else until we actually showcase it, start launching, and it'll be a slow rollout. So I'll probably I want to do like 10 invites myself. So I'll do 10 invites to people that I know would be on it. They would appreciate the platform. And then those people, the early people, will get probably like 5 or 10 invites, and they can invite their friends, and it goes from there. That's how I'm hoping it works out. And you'll be able to see that we're going to have a section on there that shows like how everybody was connected. So starting with me, and then who I invited, and then how each person invites, his whole interactive tree of how it all goes down.
Family tree.
Yeah.
That's
so, and if somebody doesn't use your invite, you can reuse it for somebody else. We'll have all that baked in there, but yeah, it's gonna be
dope. Super pumped. Like, I don't even do portfolio stuff, but this makes me want to do portfolio stuff.
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
Let's see. Make clients pay, not the designers.
Yeah,
guys. This is Dan's. So for those asking, this is Dan's product, recent work, portfolio building site, coming sometime soon. Yeah. We work on this on our free time, so it's not like we're full time on it. If we were, it'd already be out there. But yeah, we both do this on the side when we can. But I think it needs to be there. I've been a part of all these platforms forever since they all begun. I know what works, what doesn't work. I know what I've always wanted that's never been there. So this is just my version of that. Yeah, I mean, you've pretty much owned the portfolio space within the design world, I feel like. So I mean, there's probably no better person. To do this.
That means a lot.
Cool, man. That's awesome.
It's exciting. What about our matching hats, dude?
Yeah, I got mine. Got mine last week. You've had yours for a little while. I was a little slow.
Did you get any of the stickers? Did you get the stickers?
No, he didn't send me stickers.
I think I got stickers just because I was hosting an event, but because we gave away some hats. So I had the blue one and the black one. The stickers are cool too. It's got, I mean, they just say creative department on them and stuff, but they're nice material. They look really cool.
Yeah, the material I got. Did you get the shirt? No, you don't like boxy shirts, right?
I can't do the boxy shirt, man. My body just does not rock it.
It's my first boxy shirt, but the quality was out of this world.
How did it feel when you put it on? Did it feel like overly boxy? Like,
it took me a minute. I looked in the mirror. I'm like, it feels different because again, I've worn 2 million shirts in my life, never a boxy one that I know of. So it was a little bit of this is different. But then after like 2 seconds, I was like, oh, I like it.
That's cool.
But yeah,
I don't know.
It makes me super excited because for those that don't know, I'm launching a hat in collaboration with the creative department coming up. We got the sample in, I think we're supposed to get like black and white photos this week.
Ooh.
And then the photo shoot, I think, is coming up. But due to the tariffs going on in China right now, because they're actually made in China, we will not be launching them. Well, we'll not be shipping them out until that's all resolved. But they'll be on for pre-order here before too long.
Be a minute. Hopefully not.
Maybe a minute. Yeah, I mean it's yeah, it is what it is. But it's gonna happen. Luckily we got a little bit of time.
Dang, man. Yeah, even
yeah. This is another hat of theirs. Creative upside down.
I like that one. I like that one.
But yeah, the quality and like the tag, everything's just like Nick's the goat at merch.
Yeah, I really want the hoodie. I've got my favorites are the mugs. The coffee mugs are just, man, they're so good. They're my favorite mugs that I've got now.
They are.
Yeah, I really want a hoodie.
He just nailed the blue. Like the shirt I got was like the white with blue. Like he nailed the blue color perfectly. And then I don't know. It's a cool company. You guys should support them. The quality's off the charts. Have you guys talked about Figma copyright on DevMode yet? Yeah, that's what we started off with. Yeah, we were on that topic for a little bit.
Has Figma said anything about that? Have they done any kind of tweet today or anything?
That's the hard part about a company as big as Figma is that they really don't have to. Yeah, they're big enough to where they don't have to come out and address it. Like you saw Rogi like in the comments of some folks like just playing around with it, but he's like, I think to me he's almost like Figma's voice, because Figma really doesn't have that much of a voice. They're too corporate in a way online, I feel like.
At this point
they don't like to have a lot of fun, but Rogi's kind of their outlet a little bit. Why does every designer love to wear a cap?
Is that it?
I don't know. Does every designer like to wear a cap? I don't think so.
I don't. Yeah, I think it just people like to wear hats. I don't know. I wear a hat just because I've never liked my hair. I've worn a hat since I was a kid. I was a baseball player. I've just felt
same.
Just hats were the thing. I used to always wear them down to my eyes. I don't do that as much anymore. But
were you ever a flat bill cap guy?
Yes. My surfing days. I was definitely a flat bill guy
with the shell necklace and.
And my wife still says she prefers when I wear my flat bill hats. Maybe just because it reminds her when we were,
nostalgic.
Yeah, the California days. But I prefer these hats now. Like you used to call them a dad hat. I don't know what you call them now. Just a low profile hat.
Yep.
But sometimes I wish they were just a little bit deeper. A lot of them are just too small. I have a long head with a beard.
I do agree with that. This company right here, I've talked about them on the pod before. Og11, incredible hats. Anybody's in hats.
Do you have any of those? I don't. Who's Og? That's the brand name, Og11.
Yeah, that's the ones that have the art, like with the marble. How do you call it? That cigarette company? Like
that's the hat you've been wearing. Yeah.
This is the same company. They just have a bunch of different.
Oh, dude, their site looks cool too. I've never heard of them.
Talk about marketing. They're great at marketing.
I like the way the 47 brand hats fit. There's some that fit really nice. Have you seen those?
Yeah. That's what's the parent company of the 47? That's like a line of hats, right? It's not the brand, or is it?
I think it's the brand. I actually think it's called 47 brand.
Oh, literally is. You're right.
Yeah. They've got all kinds of cool stuff. Their clothes are really soft too, like their hoodies and stuff. They do a bunch of blanks. It's pretty cool.
Great. Ethan wants to hear about Dan's canceled config party, which it's your fault. You put it out there.
I've said something about it before. I don't know. I'll say a little bit about it. I won't go into too much detail, but I was supposed to do this event. Step back. I don't know how far I want to step back though, because there's some stuff. I'll step back a little bit. I had a lot of calls with Figma, or several conversations with Figma, and then was on a Zoom call with them twice about something. And then one of the things was an event because they had config that was coming out. And I was wanted to do something with config. One of the things was I was going to launch a documentary at config, but that kind of fell through. So the next thing was this event, like a side event there, but a special one, a big one on the first day or the arrival day. I think it was called day 0 or whatever. And literally had like an hour-long conversation with these people, with the main event planner and everything. Like, so what's going on? Tell me all the details so I can know when to fit in. They said that they were not doing anything. There's nothing going on. Whatever you do, we'll help promote it. We'll do all this stuff. And okay, so y'all have nothing going on. There's nothing that you're going to do. Like, nope, there's nothing you're going to do. And again, we will support you. We'll do this. We'll do that. And it's like, okay, cool. So with your permission, I'm going to do an event, but only if you are not doing one. Like, yes, we're not doing anything. It's not happening. It's like, okay. A few other messages back and forth after this, and I launched this event. It, was successful. A lot of things, and it costs a lot of money to reserve a lot of the stuff too. And
Sure.
Yeah, like a few weeks later, after I think they saw how good it was going or whatever. Oh, by the way, we're doing one too, and all this, and it's free, and do this because mine wasn't going to be free. Which at the same time as mine, all the stuff, and I was just like, dang, and reached out to them, like, hey, what's going on here? And they just came up with this weird story, just kind of like, I don't know, I didn't like the way they were talking to me. Rubbed me the wrong way big time. And there's a lot of other conversations in there, but that's kind of the overview. But just lots of not coolness from them. Because I'm just an individual. I'm nobody. They're this huge company. You would think they would want to support your creatives out there, especially ones that are trying to help people do some really cool stuff. And then they just stomp on you when they can.
So you'd planned all this out, got the venue,
Spent money, lots of money.
spent mental energy figuring it
Yeah,
all out, and then they
a lot.
basically kind of one up you by launching their own free
At the same
event at the
time.
same time.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, that
And
pissed me off.
they have every right to do it, but it's like I literally asked 100 times,
Sure.
and I've been told to my face, literally on calls. Um, so
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
knew.
It's one thing for them to have done that without speaking to you. I mean, that's still I feel like that's still rubbed most people wrong, especially
Yeah,
if you knew that they were aware that you were having an event. That's
yeah,
whatever. But like for you to have actual conversations with them and them giving you their word that nothing else is going on, and then
yeah.
lo and behold, yeah, that's not cool.
I
That's
mean,
what I
just
assumed happened. I assumed something like that happened.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's and it sounds so simple, but again, there's a lot more conversation. There's a lot of other things. Uh, but yeah, it
How many
didn't.
years ago was this?
I mean, not that long ago, maybe 2 or 3, something like
Oh, only
that.
2 or 3 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 3 years at this point. I'm not sure. It's
Yeah.
ever since pandemic, everything just kind of rubs in,
Yeah.
kind of goes in together. But it wasn't that long ago. Um, I want to say it was before the Adobe thing fell through. I feel like, but I'm
Mhm.
not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and before then, I liked Figma. I mean, they were always. I feel like they were always kind of nice to me. Um, but ever since then, it's been like I feel like yeah, just a totally different company. Whatever's going on there, I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I will say this: it's not a knock on Dylan. I like Dylan a lot, the CEO. There's some things I don't like, of course, but I like him a lot. This just goes against
Mhm.
whoever's leading the community there. It's just like, come on.
I think that's the problem. It's not so much that like Figma itself is innately bad in any way, but when you compare it to all these other companies that are just killing it on the community side, it makes them look worse than they probably actually are. In the sense that
Yeah,
like I mean, you have Rogi, right? You have and Dylan himself, CEO of Figma, is like very active within the conversations on X. But that's different than like actually building community and rapport with like your users and designers as a whole. And you just see other companies, and we name them all the time: Contra, Figma, or Contra, Frame, or Webflow. Like these companies just kill it when it comes to the community aspect
They
of
really
things.
do. Yeah.
And it just goes back to Figma being just feeling a little bit more corporate than it ever has before, versus this like smaller company, like these other companies feel like.
Yeah, dude, it's so frustrating. It didn't have to be that way. It didn't have to be that way.
Mhm.
If you're seeing your community, some leaders in your community trying to do cool stuff for people during your event to help promote your event too, like go out of your way a little bit
And
to be nice
support
to them
them,
and
not
support them.
don't
Don't stomp on them,
don't stomp on them. Yeah, steal their thunder. And a lot
Uh,
of people like point to, it's like, okay, well, config is like their way of like community building, and I'm like, it's their way of community building for like a week, like a
it's
few days out of the year,
yeah,
right?
it's their way
Um,
to show off and flex their guns. I think. I
yeah,
don't
no,
think
you need to
it's
be doing like conferences isn't what we necessarily want all of. It's like just it's the day-to-day interactivity with your community and designers, and like build, it's just look at other companies doing it really well.
yeah,
Um, they're not, and it's probably not their focus. So maybe we're
yeah,
barking up the wrong tree here.
yeah. I don't know.
And yeah, nobody's going to Figma. They're going to network. And yeah, I mean, dude, I've seen this year more config parties than ever, all at the same time. Like the config tickets are sold out. So I would wholeheartedly believe a bunch of people are traveling to SF just to attend these parties, which, the parties honestly sound a lot more fun than the actual conference
It's the
itself.
best part. That's why you go to an event. It's to hang out with the
Yeah.
people. It's not to sit there and watch the keynotes and hear those people talk
Mhm.
about themselves. It's to literally meet the people and hang out. That's where all the inspiration
Yeah.
happens. That's the best
Mhm.
part. It makes it all worth it. Yeah. I wish I still lived in San Francisco during this time because I think it would be great to have all those people there. But
Oh, for sure.
yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, Adobe Max is cool because it's the same thing, It's just not as a tight knit group. Like Figma is so niche of what they, focus
Mhm.
on that it's a more of a tight knit group.
Right.
But yeah,
Yep. Damn, something about conferences. Um,
I did ditch any. Oh, what did it say? Something about Epicurrents?
oh, sorry. I'll put it back up.
Oh, you good? I ditch any conference to go to one Epic. Oh man, that's cool, Adrian. At the flight to US, yeah. Then I always wanted to do. So I host these design events, or used to, called Epicurrents for 10 years or so, where we go surfing, snowboarding, rock climbing, just adventuring together for a week. My favorite memories are doing that. It was so cool. Very expensive to do.
I
I
bet.
once paid for their flights, 90 designers to go to Hawaii, North Shore, Oahu.
Oh man.
We went surfing with, you had Jamie O'Brien there teaching us how to surf, McCool Rothman, like all these sweet people. I don't see Figma doing something like that.
No.
But yeah, it's so fun. I just wish there were ways to make it more affordable and so people that are not from the States can come, or I had someone else that I trusted that could do one of these events outside of the States. I couldn't do it myself because it's just way too hard to plan. Like this stuff is so hard to plan, figure out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But events are the
Yeah.
best, especially ones that don't have keynote presentations, that give you time to hang out with people. Those are worth the money to go to, for sure.
Mhm.
For sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's a gift to be able to plan those sort of like in-person events. That's a whole. You either have it or you don't. I've only met a handful of people that excel at that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's hard stuff.
But yeah. Someone said, "What's your take on Canvas?" I think you meant Canva. Said Canvas. Yeah. The Canvas code generator. Did you see that they launched something there, or
I
they might have just teased it?
I think I saw some videos about it, but I didn't pay much attention to it.
Yeah.
I just know they're crushing it. So it's like, yeah, of course they're gonna do something cool. Somebody said it was some kind of, what were they saying? I heard it was a killer of something. Killer of what would it have been? What were they saying it was killing? Does anybody
I don't
know?
know. Everything's a
Um,
killer of something nowadays. Anytime something
yeah, I forget what
launches,
it
it's like,
was.
oh,
Like creative market or something. It was, I don't know. It was something like that. Not like Figma or Webflow or anything like that. It was like some kind of other thing.
yeah.
Did you see their keynote or their stuff?
I saw the video going around, like the countdown. The countdown animation. It's like, who
Last year it
hasn't
was their
seen that at this
dance.
point?
This year it was the
I
countdown.
know. Yeah. I mean, it was cool. I'm like, but they go all out for their conferences.
That
Again, like
company has to be fun to work for. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are.
I
It looks like they're having
100%,
fun.
100%. That would, dude, oh, just for like agency client work in particular, I feel like there are millions of dollars to be made, um, as just an individual doing Canva design work.
Yeah.
It's like we like to stay in Figma because it's it's professional and whatever, but there's a massive market in
Yeah.
Canva that is
Yeah.
way larger than anything we'll ever see in Figma.
Agreed.
So
Agree. Dude, it's funny. Anytime I talk about Canva on Twitter, I can't really talk about too much on X anymore because everybody's like, he's getting paid by Canva. Of course, you'll say this. You'll say, I've never once been paid by Canva. I just think it's funny that everybody ignores them and they're literally crushing everybody.
crushing it like
It's so funny.
exponentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 10x. Yeah. That's yeah. I don't knock Canva anymore. I see some of the stuff that like people design in Canva, like especially like social media stuff, and I'm like, that's cool. That would have taken me a long time, but I guarantee you they probably saw a template on there that was 90% built out.
Mhm.
Swapped in some images, and boom, they have this great looking graphic. They've nailed the uh, the template part, like all of their assets that they have in there.
It's so true.
I wouldn't use it because I can do that stuff myself, but majority of people aren't you and I. So
Yeah.
do you think Canva could take Figma down at some point? No, I think it's
Two
different.
different worlds.
Yeah, they're kind of
Two different worlds.
servicing two different ends of the spectrum.
I think they could end up like if they actually, I don't even know. Do they even do websites? I think they do websites of some sort.
I think they do now.
I think they could take the market that's like the Squarespace and whatever is in that world, like Squarespace and maybe Wix is in that world too. Yeah, Wix is in that world because, but not the Webflows and the framers, but like that other,
Yeah.
whatever tier you would call that. I think they could dominate that tier.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing technically stopping you from designing a website in Canva because you can make the artboard whatever size you want and do it that way. But they're at least not putting it front and center, like it's not a category or, there's no templates made, but there's not literally like they could implement that tomorrow.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to. I just don't know to what use that would be because I don't know how many website designers are going to be in here, but they
Well,
could do it tomorrow.
I don't know because I feel like, well, I mean, there's so many people that use it. It's kind of hard to narrow it down, but there's a lot of like entrepreneurs that do like a lot of Etsy stuff, Shopify stuff, like their own entrepreneurs, like individual, just trying to make really cool stuff, and I feel like if there's an easy way for them to make a website too in Canva, because they're already doing everything else in Canva, it just feels like a no-brainer.
Oh, make a website for sure. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
design and launch. Yeah, I mean, there's technically nothing that they couldn't touch if they wanted to. They have the funding for it. They have the platform. The user base. Yeah,
I mean, I guess if they're already making this much money just doing what they're doing, then why do something else? In a way, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see them slowing down.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun.
Sticker Mule Studio is actually decent, like a mini Canva. I didn't know I love Sticker Mule for first off, Derek.
Like a mini Canva.
Never heard of what is Sticker?
I don't know what that means.
Sticker
Mule
Studio, I think you meant. Oh, it is. Interesting. Okay.
What did you type in?
I just typed in Sticker Mule Studio into Google,
Oh.
and click the first one, but
Sticker Mule Studio.
yeah. Interesting. Didn't know they had that.
I still can't find it.
Here's a powerful.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
Materials.
Stickermule.com/studio. Yeah, they make some good stickers. I use Sticker Mule when I'm in a hurry. If I have time, I use Sticker Robot. Both great. Sticker Robot though. Sticker Robot has those high quality vinyls. They're more expensive.
Oh yeah.
And they take like 6 weeks to come in.
Mm.
But it's unless you order like thousands and thousands. But the quality is just, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. But
I used to sell stickers pretty much for a living at one point.
Really?
About me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I had my Tumblr, I still have it, but I don't use it. But my Tumblr account way back when, my wife and I would launch, we'd use like some I think it's called PS Print.
Yeah,
and it was the best.
Yeah.
It was the best return on value because I had a big following on there, and so how we monetized it, and one of the main ways we monetized it was selling sticker packs because it was like based around this like corny quotes. And we put them on stickers, and the stickers would cost us like 9 cents for like 5 of them. We'd sell them as a pack for like $10 or something, and we'd like dump a 500 lot of them for sale. They'd sell out in the next couple weeks. We print some more, and they just sold stickers nonstop. But look at this. So this is Canva's website builder.
They actually have one. Oh no!
Look, yeah.
Oh what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that. Of course
they have it, and I will say they actually have decent. Nah, this isn't. I wouldn't sign off on something like this personally, but like decent looking materials already. That's the issue with like the Lovables of the world, like all these companies that are like Lovable. It's like all this stuff is already, a lot of it's already pre-designed, and they're just piecing things together. But it's like the core components are so poorly designed because that wasn't their focus. They were just focused on shipping something and getting it out quickly.
Yeah.
But their stuff is actually not too terribly looking, and this is like a video, I think.
It is pretty interesting. What's funny though is I wonder why, like just looking at the templates that you're showing right now, you would just think it'd be so much smarter if they could actually make templates that's more geared towards the individual entrepreneur trying to make something, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I'm not seeing anything like that. And maybe that one a little bit. Yeah, that one's like the closest one. But
yeah, it's tough doing things like this because you either take the approach of like doing the entire thing for them, like they added in the video, they chose the font, or you give somebody like the bare bones, like just layout and just black and white, and you kind of let them do it. They're obviously taking the approach of like, we're just going to do it all for you. And I'm just mix match, but yeah, they have that, so it's here.
It's cool
already.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Canva is so much easier than 90% of video tools. I didn't even know Canva did video.
And of course they do video too.
That's the thing though, like with their user base, everything has to be easy because it's not technical people doing it. So it forces them to simplify these otherwise pretty complex features.
Yeah.
Canva going after Level 2 with their code gen feature.
They do code gen? What is happening?
No, I mean,
it's turning into like the Walmart of stuff.
Dude, this is gonna just keep happening. It's like, how much time do you actually take to stop and like highlight some of these things happening in the AI world? Because like next week it's irrelevant because something else happened.
Yeah, I've stopped paying attention for now.
What do you think about AI-powered custom software agency helping companies save time and automate tasks? AI-powered custom software agencies. Is that just an agency building AI-powered custom software?
I can't even remember.
It's technically been happening for a really long time, but I mean, obviously that's a big market.
Yeah, anything automating tasks is huge.
Yeah, but I think Lovable users have heard of Canva, but most Canva have never heard of Lovable. Dude, it's like this. I saw firsthand how just AI is really taking over things. I mean, my family alone here in Missouri is like, hey, have you heard of ChatGPT? Like a family member just yesterday asked me that. And then I'm like, my wife's getting a tattoo yesterday, and a guy walks in and was like, "Hey, I designed this tattoo in ChatGPT," just like this like redneck looking guy, you know. And it's like it's amazing. I feel like how widespread it's getting over the last like just few weeks.
Yeah,
Can you talk about a bit your mock-up sources? I've seen you use Render Team's assets, which are amazing to just get them from Creative Market or another source. Yes. Also, Dan, you don't probably use a lot of mock-ups in your day-to-day.
No, I'm not a fan of. No.
Okay.
No.
Not device mock-ups. I don't like device mock-ups either.
Yeah.
But like for branding presentations.
Oh yeah.
Super key. I feel
those
like
are awesome. You have to have them. You have to have them.
You do. So I'll share with you guys where I get mine. Render Team is what Adrian mentioned. I shared a tweet. Let me pull it up real quick. Shared a tweet yesterday that I did for this Kinobody company, which is like a nutritional platform. It's this. All of these.
Have you used Kinobody, by the way?
No.
Greg O'Gallagher.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Matt MDS was on their platform.
Really?
I used it for a little bit. Awesome.
Interesting.
It's so cool, man.
I hadn't honestly ever heard of it until they signed up.
It's super cool.
But yeah, I was surprised when I posted this. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's Kinobody," or it's Greg. I'm like, I didn't even know who they were. But all of these mock-ups are actually from a company called Render Team. And Render Team, I don't know if they actually have a website, but they are on Creative Market here. Their stuff is sick. Like their mock-ups are great. But what I would suggest doing, there's a company called Mockup Cloud, which is actually right here. I went to this site and I subscribed to their annual, I think it's an annual plan, but it's unlimited downloads. And all of Render Team stuff is on this site.
Smart.
And a bunch of other ones are too. So you can go to Creative Market and buy like an individual asset for $19 and like do that over and over and over again. But I think I paid like maybe $200 in here, and you get unlimited access to everything. So it's called mockupcloud.com. So I mean, there's just endless amounts of just really cool stuff in here.
How much did you say? We'll see full access.
Yeah, you look on your end because I'm signed in.
$149 for lifetime. Whoa.
Yeah. No brainer, bro. Like
easy
it's a
buy.
No brainer.
Easy purchase.
And there are so many things in here. See, it's an absolute no brainer.
Yeah, that's a great find right there.
Mockup Cloud.
That's the thing. Anytime y'all are going to buy something from Creative Market, I love Creative Market. I get stuff there all the time.
I do almost every day.
Definitely Google it first before you buy it, because you can find better prices in other places, or even from just the individual themselves on their own website. You might only save like $5 or something like that, but sometimes it can end up being a lot of money, and all the money just goes to that creator, instead of sharing it with Creative Market. So I give that a try sometimes.
It's a good point, and it's related to that. I mean, mockups generally are no less than $20 a piece. I mean, there's some that are 12, but like lower quality ones. But like for a good quality like mockup, like Mockup Mason, for example, like their stuff it doesn't look like your traditional mockups, but they're all like $19 a pop. $18, $19. I will do this if I really want something. What's that?
What is that one? Mockup Mason?
Mockup Mason, yeah. I will do it if I really want something, but if I can just like pay $150 for like lifetime access to something and I get a lot of this, I'm going to do that every single time.
100%.
Every single time.
Mockup Mason looks pretty sweet. So what's the deal with this one?
Mockup Mason is they're a little bit more like hipstery, a little bit more hip, and they have collections too that are drastically discounted. But it's just like there's like two sectors of mockups. There's like the free pick mockups.
Oh, don't look at that subscription price. Dang.
Oh, what is it? Let me see.
$1,300. Get instant access to our current mockups
But here's the thing,
with
man.
an
Like,
annual subscription of $1,300.
yeah, this is not your everyday purchase, but if you are a brand agency and you're cranking out brand projects all the time,
Yeah,
their mock-ups are of the highest quality that there, I believe, that are out
it
there.
looks
In
pretty
terms of the
incredible.
resolution, the way that they don't actually look like a mock-up, which is huge. They look very natural, like you actually took the photo yourself. If you look at it from that perspective and look at the breadth of mock-ups that they have, it's not that bad.
Yeah,
Not that bad. If you want something like upper echelon of mock-ups.
it's
Um,
pretty sweet looking. But I like their
pretty,
stuff a
yeah,
lot.
pretty sweet.
I've never used it, but I
But
like it.
no, I forgot what I was gonna say. Shoot.
Something about mock-ups.
Dang it. I forgot. Anyways, yeah, Mockup Cloud's great. Mockup Mason's great. Get the annual plan. Don't get the annual plan of Mockup Mason, but unless that's all you
Yeah,
do is
unless
branding.
1,300 a
Yeah,
year.
it makes Mockup Cloud look real cheap. Oh, UI 8. So I don't like to put these guys on in the spotlight because I don't actually like the team. But they have some decent mockups too. Mockups. Yeah, but they're more like devices, which not really the vibe right now. I have yet. I mean, I don't really ever see a device mockup that I like, but they have some stuff.
I can't stand device mock-ups. I wish they would just go away because
Yeah,
people use them too much. They use the same one too much, and it just hides your work.
Yeah.
It's just like it doesn't make
I
sense.
internally like squirm every time I see one of
Oh
these.
gosh.
But yeah, so I guess I can't recommend UI 8. But yeah, good stuff. That's where I get my mockups from. Most of them come from Mockup Cloud or Creative Department. We can use Mockup Mesa as a reference for ChatGPT and add your own products into the image. No, yeah, I don't know, it's not. It can get there, but like, it's not going to be of the same quality as if you were like these guys. To build these mockups, like, oh, here's another one I'll share. Like Supply. I think I brought them up before. No, again, I wish these guys had a subscription.
Who's this?
This is supply.family.
Oh yeah. That's the one I've heard of.
Yeah, they're freaking phenomenal too. Again, $20 a piece though. Like, you can't afford to just keep buying these things, but
Oh, they got fonts too.
I'm losing my track. Why did I bring them up? I don't know.
Something about pricing? Was it pricing? No.
I don't even know. I was going to talk about just like the work that it takes to make these mock-ups on the production end in Photoshop is insane. If you ever see somebody do it, like, I would love to know, like, to be good at this sort of stuff, but you got to
like very hard to do and time consuming or
yes.
easy?
No, very hard to do because a lot of times these are done in an actual like studio, like they're taking shots of these materials and stuff. And then there's that piece of it, which costs money, takes time. But then there's the actual like turning this into a editable mock-up with smart objects and stuff in Photoshop. So you start to see that and you're like, okay, $16 for that. I wouldn't build that out for any less than $16 for somebody,
Yeah.
So it's kind of like fonts. Like, fonts can be expensive, but they're super hard to do. Levi, yeah, we just looked at Mockup Mesa and then mockups.directory. Let's look at that. Then we can get off this mockup train. Because Dan loves mockups.
Actually, I respect like the branding side of the mockups.
The branding, 100%. Yeah, that's really it. I mean, all right, I will say,
ooh, that looks sweet.
For device,
that TV looking thing right there. What is that? What?
For devices, these are actually pretty dang good. Like, look at that material right there.
All right, we're looking at mockups directory, right?
I gotta save this one. Do they have a? They don't have a subscription. I immediately look for a subscription.
That's a nice looking site.
Very nice, very clean. Yeah, this is dope right here.
Love the site.
Ooh, look at that. Look at the
This is what most portfolios should look like. Just like clean,
Mhm.
clean grid of work you can get lost in.
Super clean. Yeah, I gotta save that one.
Dang.
What helps you guys the most with speeding up your creative design process? Dan's the world's fastest designer. Do you still run with that? Do you still run with that? Is that still in your?
I don't. Yeah, I don't run with it anymore. I don't run with anything right now. It used to be Pro Surfer Web, and then for the longest time it was that was the longest that I had that. Then I saw other people start using it, so I was like, okay, I'm not using it anymore. And then it was World's Fastest Web Designer, and then I saw Rock That for a while. Then I saw other people using it, like World's Fastest this, World's Fastest that. I was like, okay, I'm not using it anymore. So now I'm not using nothing, but yeah, pretty funny.
I mean, like this is a really loaded question, but for example, like I do a lot of branding at Design Joy. Like I would not venture to like guess that I probably do at least one brand project a day for the most part. And that's just like it's just logos, typography, colors. It's not like anything super extensive brand as far as branding goes. But I use mockups a lot, and so like I've started organizing my mockups into like a folder on my Mac, giving them a designated like label or ID, and then building out those individual panels in Figma that I can reference so that when I want to choose a mockup, I go to it, pop it open. All the individual smart objects and the sizes are already built out in Figma. So I build out all the frames and just copy them over to Photoshop. Done. Easy, like 5-minute job to make a mockup. I've just sort of stuff like that. You know, that's like one very specific piece, but that's somebody's from YouTube here. I forgot we were even on YouTube.
I think
probably the only guy.
Fastest. Oh wait, we're on YouTube right now. We still do that.
Nice. We still do that.
Nice. I keep forgetting about that.
Just for Jacob. Yep.
Just for Jacob, dude. I love it, man. What happens between? I think the fastest thing for me. I get the fast thing for me is I don't name anything until I feel like I absolutely have to for some reason. Like, oh, I need to remember this one. More of a remembering thing, not for organization. I don't do auto layouts, any of that mess. I like to keep where I can move as fast and free as possible. That helps a lot. I don't have a ton of files. If I'm designing like a website, I have one Figma and it has just like, it'll have 100 artboards in it until I find the design or whatever, you know, the complete journey is there from first frame to the final frame. It's there. That helps you present to your clients a lot too, at least in my case. But also it's easier to go back and grab something that you liked in that process, bring it to another process or another project. So you get to reuse stuff a lot. Yeah, just not being too organized. I think it helps me move fast.
Yep. I think another thing for me too, because there's like tips that you could give in the midst of a design project, but then in my case, like I'm constantly starting from ground zero with new clients that I take on through Design Joy. And that's like, that used to be the hardest part because it's like, oh, I got to start from scratch, blank canvas, and they have no brand, no website, no nothing. Like, how do I get this going quickly? Standardizing resources and assets I use has helped me immensely. Like, I'm not sitting around figuring out which icons that I want to use. I go to Streamline Icons. Let me pull it up real quick because this is a golden resource. Let me get out of my DMs right quick.
More.
Streamline.
I've been using UI, Untitled UI.
Untitled UI, yeah, they're good. Like Streamline, I don't know too much about Untitled UI in terms of like the variety of different styles they have, but Streamline has just a ton of different styles, and then like there's 77,000 icons in just this collection right here. And you go to Core, and there's 45,000. You go to Flex, and there's 42,000, and that just goes on and on and on and on and on. Duotone, everything. Everything's right here. Like my standard, if I'm like a standard UI project, I use Ultimate Bold every single time. Or if I need like a combination of lined and filled, then these actually go together, the ultimate bold and the ultimate light. So like doing little things like that, just sticking to those things. Now, occasionally, like I'll use feather icons or I want some very specific type of icon set. But every single project that I take on, generally an icon set within Streamline works for me. And so like same with fonts. Like I have I can then mention Brockman earlier. Like I have my same like 4 or 5 fonts that I'll cycle through every 4 or 5 months. So those are my go-to fonts, like just standardizing those things. And that's not to say that everything ends up looking the same, because it definitely does not. But just pre-selecting those things ahead of time and not having to reinvent the wheel every single project is helpful.
Yeah, it's really smart. It helps a ton. I'll always have that untitled Figma pulled up just for the icons. I just grab those icons, put them in there. I do not like looking for icons.
But you can't search in there, can you?
No, but I have all the ones I think are interesting just pulled out in a different area. And I just
okay, so
grab it.
That's what I like about this, because you can go into, for example, here, right? I can open up. Let me open up this icon, and you have everything over here. So I can pre-select its size, its color, and then I can just copy it. But you can also search, so which is obviously helpful as well. Because I have some of those icon packs downloaded in Figma too, but like it hurts my eyes to like zoom in and find the icon that I'm looking for, and I have no search functionality.
If you're looking for something custom, that makes it a little bit tricky. But I because I think they have like maybe this is a random number, maybe 1,000 icons. I'm actually not sure. I have probably 30 pulled out aside that I can, and I rarely have to go look for anything else.
Right, like a home icon and a plus icon. Yeah, all the
basics.
Stuff.
Just because it's kind of like looking for stock imagery. It's just like, I just want to grab it and go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's fun. Also, not cool anymore.
Yeah. So Streamline, it's another monthly thing.
It is a monthly thing. It didn't used to be though. I'm kind of bummed it is.
Month, at least the pro bundle is 30 a month. It's expensive to be a designer.
It is, boys and girls. Here's another one. Someone put this in the chat. Livesurface.com. Never heard of it. Making photorealistic mockups is now as easy. Oh, so it's like an app.
You know what's interesting? All these look just the same.
Yeah, no, they all take inspiration from each other.
They look.
I'm not a fan of apps though. Like I want control. I don't want to be within an app.
All animation created in that was a weird loader. All these sites look exactly the same. Like how are you supposed to know what's what? You're not going to be able to remember anything. Only reason I can remember supply.family because it has an interesting name.
Yeah. Did you see that? Are you familiar with UI8 at all?
Yes. What about it?
So they launched, and I don't see it up here now. They launched their own studio. Yeah, check this out.
Haven't they always had their own studio?
Have they? Maybe they just
relaunched it. What is it? What? So is it just UI.net?
It's studio. It's studio.ui8.net. They're I forget his name on Twitter. One of the most talented visual designers that I've ever seen in my life.
Ren?
No, he works for UI8. Oh man. Gosh dang it. Let me see here. His name is, I followed him since like the Dribble days. He was one of the most followed people on all of Dribble. Gale, Gall, sir. Let me see.
Hey, I'm gonna try to. My screen froze again.
It did it really?
Yeah. Anytime I pull up a overly animated website, my like it did it with Basement, and it just did it with whatever this is. I can just refresh, right? And
just come back in. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll be.
Yep. What's up, chat? Yeah, this guy's been around the block for a while. That's a message from Dan. You guys got any cool like websites or stuff that we should check out while we're on stream? Post them in the chat if so. Any it could be anything. We'll wait on Dan to fire up here. His I looked at the basement site last week, which is this monstrous of a site, but it crashed his computer. So when are the made by humans hat ready? I said this a little bit earlier, you might have not been here, but the production hats are made. They are we're taking photos like this next week, and they're going to go up for pre-order. I've made one tweet about it. We have 2,000 people on the wait list, and there's only going to be 300 hats made at first. So we might have underestimated. Dan, you there? Can't hear you. Should designers learn Fortnite? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, there we go. Am I back?
You're back.
Let's go.
I promise not to send you to any I'll give you a warning before we pull up anything too extensive.
Dude. I don't know why I don't know. I mean, I'm on the
update your Chrome.
That's probably what it is. It finally wants me to update my Chrome.
Probably what it is.
I'm on a MacBook Pro. It's the smaller one, but
I'm about to upgrade to a Studio. I feel like I get the constant like you're running out of RAM because I use what is it called? Clean My Mac or something. And I get that constant notification. I'm having to close out of applications. I'm like, no, I need to just upgrade. But it's like $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. So
yeah, I do. So I have the maxed out. What is the new thing? What is the newest thing? I love it. I don't even know what it is. I'm not a Mac.
I'm not either. So
Mac Studio, the Mac Studio. That's what you're just saying. I think.
Use a Studio. You don't have you don't use
right here at this desk. I have a laptop. I work over here in the corner.
That's right. I saw your photo.
Yeah.
I got the context now. Okay.
I have the maxed out Mac Studio with the XDRs, and dude, that thing will fly. I can edit anything.
I bet.
It just goes to town.
I need to do it, man. I need to.
But I'm surprised this MacBook Pro. It's the 13 inch. Let me see. I don't know any of this stuff. It's a MacBook Pro. It's the black one. I got it last year. It is like the base model, but it can't handle. Seems like it can't handle anything.
Yeah, that's how mine is.
It's a MacBook Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Streaming.
I always have like Lightroom pulled up, Photoshop, Figma, and it's like it maxes my computer out. And I feel like this computer was like $4,000 just like a couple years ago.
Gosh, dude, it's so wild.
It's crazy.
Oh, I found my old when the MacBooks used to be 17 inch. I found it the other day when I was cleaning out the office, and I found it in storage. Dude, the thing was like huge and like so thick and just like heavy. It's like, how in the world did I carry that around? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, even mine's big. I mean, I don't even know I think this is 17 inch. It's probably a little thinner than the old version, but it's still hefty.
Dude, those old ones were wild. Yeah. I don't know. I like the smaller laptops now. Like I had a MacBook Air before this one. I love those. You can literally just carry it around and feel like it's indestructible in a bit.
Yeah, dude. I think an 11 or 13. Did it make an 11 inch? I have a small.
At one time they had 11 inch. It was tiny.
Yeah, I must have the 13 inch. I have like the blue, the newest one, but it is like a piece of paper.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's so sweet. That's so sweet. Yeah. We'll check. What somebody said something about Epicurrents and then the thing crashed. What did they say?
I can pull.
Oh, here's Alex. Sorry. Shout out to Experience Yosemite 2018. Whoa, let's go. All right, Alex. The one-on-one session with you had a major impact on it. That's incredible. That's really cool to hear, man. That makes my day. Seriously. I really appreciate that.
That's
Thanks for
awesome.
being there too and being willing to have a conversation. You know, that takes a lot. So that's rad to hear, man. Respect.
Another story. I talked to someone, a client that was, well, they're not a client yet, but they mentioned you, Dan. Company called Whisper. Ring a bell at all?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm bad with names though.
Yeah, they're like, we worked with Dan at on a project called Whisper.
Ooh.
I don't know. That's all I have for you. I can't give you any more content.
I wonder if it was it the actual product called Whisper or was it like a code
I think
name?
it was the company called Whisper.
Man.
Did you see this tweet? So oh gosh, dang, I need to figure out how to pronounce these names. It's either Naval or I think it's Naval.
See what yours says.
Naval. I'm gonna go with Naval.
Naval?
Naval. I'm gonna call it. Soup. Do you know who this guy is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know who he is.
Never met him or anything.
Yeah. He's a wise guy. I know that. Says a lot of very like interesting things, but this was an interesting take that I feel like was a complete 180 from what everyone has been saying since the AI revolution occurred. Like all I've been saying and all I've been kind of preaching, and even myself, was like, dude, as soon as all these brands start popping up everywhere and everyone's product looks the same and technology is no longer the moat or skill sets, like what's going to differentiate yourself? Design and brand, right? And then Naval comes in and was like, if your brand is your moat, you won't have your moat much longer. And everyone's like, I don't know. What? I don't know how if I agree with that or not.
I have to Google what moat actually means real quick. I'm sorry.
Oh, so moat is, I can give you, you don't even have to Google it. So when you built a castle back in the day, you surrounded it with water.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
That's a moat. So a moat in business is like the thing that's going to keep others from invading your space, right? And just taking you over. So,
yeah. Okay. Your brand is your moat. You won't have a moat. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like, again, to like regurgitate what I just said, was like, in a world where anybody can build anything and you can just knock each other off, like I could build a Lovable clone tomorrow or a Pinterest clone tomorrow. Like, what is the thing that is going to like elevate one product over the other? Obviously, like user experience is going to be one of those things, but brand is 100% one of those things.
No question.
So I'm like, this guy usually in my eyes is like right about everything. Everything I see from him is like spot on. And very, very forward thinking too. Like he's said things that like were like 5 years early that end up being true, like time and time again. Then I saw this, I'm like, this is the first time I feel like I just massively disagree with you. And a lot of people disagree with him, apparently. Here's Derek. I don't know if Derek's still in the chat, but
brand is the way, mine shares ultimate mode. Yeah, dude, that makes no sense to me at all. Like I feel like I'm a perfect example of that because I am not the best designer in the world. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'm not the best business person in the world. I got a lot of work because of my brand.
Mm-hmm.
Simple.
Someone retweeted this. I forget who it was. It was there's a lady that said something to the effect of like, if anyone else would have said this, no one would have seen it. Ball said it. He's like, his brand is still moating. So
that's actually good.
I'm like, touche.
That's funny.
I'm like, that's a bad take.
I don't follow this person anymore, but
he's not. It's like more of like I wouldn't say he's like in politics, but not really brand. I don't know. He does a lot of stuff about the future of work, which I agree. Like he thinks the future of work is like, you're not going to like work for one company the rest of your life. You're going to wake up and have like 20 companies that you work for, which is kind of that's my life, you know? So I'm like, I can relate to that. I think I was even like mashed up in a YouTube video with him saying that and then cutting to me. So I do agree with him on a lot of things, but this was a really poor take.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
I thought, yeah, I'm sure of it. I think it's a bad take.
That's interesting. That, by the way, that whatever interview he did with whoever that other guy was,
He's
that was
done a
one of the,
Rogan one.
well, no, like recently, even I think it was even on his
Oh, okay.
it's just the most beautifully shot. I don't know what the context of that interview is. Just like visually, the most visually pleasing video.
Oh, this one.
The lighting. Look at
Yeah.
that, and
Oh,
like
dude,
even all
yeah.
there's like a bunch of other cuts of it where it's
Look at the
wider.
shadow. Look at the shadows behind
Yeah.
them.
Look at that. Look at that
What
one
you
with the
call
bookcase.
those?
That's so good.
Yeah, that's clean, man. That's so
Dang.
clean. That is clean.
Ah,
Yeah, the color grading's perfect.
so good.
Yeah. Anyways,
This is what I wanted to talk about too. While we're talking about the video stuff, unless you had something else to say about him.
Nope, I'm done.
Okay. Did Tommy? Was it Tommy? Yeah, Tommy showed me this video. Did you see that video of the YouTube designer who rebranded that company, the sandwich shop company or whatever?
Oh, so I got distracted. I popped it open, started playing it. Within 2 seconds, I went on to something else.
Okay.
So no.
I don't know how best to show it because clearly my computer will not handle anything.
He tweeted it out, right?
Oh, did he tweet it? Okay, good. I guess I was several people tweet it. Here, I'll at least pull it up. I'll pull it up right here, and then well, is my screen share thing still on? Here, real quick, I'll do this. Screen share. I'm not gonna play it because my computer will not like me. But this video here, it says it's by, oh, I can't read it because it's cut off. I think it's called Super Ordinary. It's cut off right there. Super Ordinary. It's called Giving a Small Sandwich Shop a Big Rebrand. I'm surprised it only has 250K views after 8 days. This is the greatest video that I seriously seen in years.
Really?
And it probably took this guy, I don't know who he is. I have reasons to think he's like a plant of some sort. But just how well this is done. But he basically, what he did is he recorded himself for probably, it had to be like months and months and months. I'll see if I can actually play a little bit of it. You all hear that audio?
Don't hear it. No.
Probably not coming through.
I think you have to.
But he's a graphic designer. It's too slow to really play it through. But he starts out where he goes to this like local shop called Logan's Heroes, and which I actually already had a pretty cool brand, but it's like this small town local shop, and he spends the next bit like talking to the locals, and he rebrands them instead of just like going and presenting like I won't show you that because I don't want to give it away. But instead of presenting like, hey, here's the logo I did on a computer screen or whatever, he actually makes a book.
I'm looking at it. It looks sick.
But it's the way he told the story and the way he tells the story about how you design a brand, the whole process, even just,
oh my gosh.
I mean, you can put it to brand, to website, to whatever. The creative process, he nails so perfectly. And the way he films the videos, you can't look away because it's so fast paced in the right areas and just well shot. You have to watch it. I highly recommend everybody take the time to watch it. You will be inspired. And I've never heard of this person. I don't know who he is. He doesn't really have a big social network other than this one video. And the way it's presented by It's Nice That and in association with Buck.co makes you feel like it's a little bit of something going on here.
Yeah. 100%. Dude, like
so cool.
The book itself, I'm not even watching with audio or anything. Amazing. Like the brand work by itself is great. The presentation of it, spot on. My biggest, like, I would love to do stuff like this, but like, what if they don't like it?
Yeah.
What if you do I mean, I'm sure that like this is not, no one's doing this stuff, right? Other than for like a video online. But the work and effort put into this presentation is incredible. Man, I'm not even talking about the video work particularly because I'm not watching with video. But the book is sick.
I mean, the video alone had to take literally months, if not a full year to make. It's so well done. Every little detail, not including the actual designing the thing.
Right. The work
You know,
itself.
and
Yeah.
all the work itself. Like, yeah, I mean, I feel like I would have had to take a year off of my career to do to make this one video. It's that good. It's that good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Um,
I that's crazy.
yeah.
That is crazy. I glossed right over that. I should have paid more attention to it. But I'm like ADHD brained.
Yeah, seriously.
That's very
What
cool.
is it? Jacob says graphic design. Reddit graphic design was up in arms, saying he's got a whole team behind him. Again, I wish I knew. Actually, I asked Tommy if he knew him. I forget what he said because I wanted like I went to see if he was on Twitter or whatever. However, I could reach out to this person because I had so many questions for them. Just because it was seriously one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And then the more I looked into it, the more I got a little suspicious, but in a good way. But also, I was just like, man, where's this person been? You know,
Exactly, right?
So it's I don't know. There's got to be more to the story there. I hope they make more. Whatever it is, I don't care what the story is. I hope they make more videos. Super.
I mean, you can make that an endless series of going around and doing that to just small.
Yeah, I mean,
mom and pop shops and stuff.
I've pitched this very idea to big companies, to Webflow. I pitched it to Framer. I'm pretty sure I even pitched it to Figma at one point. Trying to do a series like this where I go to either me or I work with somebody, I creative direct, and I work with a younger designer that needs work, and we go to these local places like a local coffee shop, and we start that process and we record the whole thing. Not so creatively like he did it, but just more like natural documentary work. And a lot of people loved it. Actually, we ended up getting promised money to make it, but we never fully
actually got it.
Went on with it.
I think that'd be cool. I think that would be dope. I mean, even as a senior designer to watch that process, but especially for like people early on in their design career, seeing that whole process play out. This is not something you get to see. You know, it's like one of those things that happens every single day between clients and designers, but is never truly exposed.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because Tommy, speaking of Tommy, he is doing something not quite the same, but I don't want to give too. I don't know what he's released.
He told me a little bit. I don't know the full details. He told me it was.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was on private call or public call though.
Well, I'm only mentioning it because he tweeted it out.
Oh, he did tweet it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to give too many details out because he didn't tweet out the entire concept, but I think he wants to go kind of behind the scenes of showing some workflows of designers. Starter Story, I was on Starter Story. They freaking blew up. But yeah, they did the same thing for like founders, but this is going to be more taste centric, like how designers develop taste and how it, how they integrate it. So yeah, stuff like that. Keep it coming, and shows like this, right? It's like everyone just gets behind a keyboard and designs all day, but you really don't get to see the processes. You don't get to go through and like, hey, where do you source mockups from, or fonts from, or what icon sets you're using? Like all these things are such like they feel like very gate kept. That's a word. A lot of gatekeeping going on, not even necessarily intentional gatekeeping. But yeah, I think more exposure, more sunlight, the better.
I'm excited if Tommy does that. Yeah, he'd be great at it too.
He is. He's got the voice for it. He's got the media experience for it.
I'm so jealous of his voice. He's got the greatest voice of all time.
He does.
Dang, man.
Yeah. Did you tune into their show on Friday?
Yeah, I called in for like
they stepped it up, bro. Oh, you did? That's right. That's right. I watched it. I got off my segment and then I'm like, Dan's coming on, but we had to drive to a chiropractic appointment. So I have it on I sit on my lap and I was listening to you talk about recent work. But yeah, they stepped it up, bro. That was fun.
They did. Yeah. I enjoyed that show. I mean, I enjoyed just hearing them talk in general, but I really enjoyed that one. It was great.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for their new format and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I like the call-in segments and stuff like that.
So you mentioned chiropractic. Do you believe in chiropractor stuff?
So my brother in-law runs a huge chiropractic firm in Phoenix, Arizona. My uncle runs his own chiropractic firm, and my grandpa used to own his own chiropractic firm. I married into it though. I come from a very medical background, complete opposite of chiropractic. and my wife is very natural minded. Chiropractic is like the primary source of healthcare.
Awesome.
And so, yeah, I'm bought in.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah.
100% bought in, but yeah.
I wasn't bought in for a long time. Actually, and I though I'd still go because my wife was very bought in. I just had so many bad experiences with chiropractors, and
Hmm.
I went to one here. Now I am bought in because this one chiropractor here I go here now changed my life. But I've been to them in San Diego, in
Yeah.
California, and San Francisco, everywhere. And so before I found this one, I went to one in somewhere in Nashville area, and I completely wrote off chiropractic stuff because it was
Yep.
so expensive and it's the biggest waste of time. I'd literally walk
Yep.
in there for 1 minute. They do the little clicker thing. They click me twice, and then I'd walk out like, "All right, how you feeling, Dan?" I was like,
What'd you do?
what?
What'd you do?
And I'd paid for like a 6-week package or whatever, and
Yep.
I'd like, okay, I'm gonna give it time. I'm gonna give it time because I need the help. I'd walk in there, they click me. 2 minutes later, I'm out. Like, what in the world? This is not real. I don't know what's happening here, but I
Some
feel no
wizardry
difference.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
So I completely wrote it off. And then I had some health issues, and the doctors recommended me to go try another chiropractor. So all right, I'll go try them again. And this person, I'd be in their place for an hour, sometimes more. And they do all the normal stuff. They crack you and do all that stuff. And then they put you on all these machines and then do massages and stuff like that. I was like, and then when like, I mean, 2 or 3 weeks of visits completely healed this issue that I had. And I'm like, I'm sold, 100%
Yeah.
sold.
It truthfully depends on the type of chiropractor you go to. Like my brother, he sees like hundreds of patients a week by himself, and it's very quick appointments, but there's this whole educational process that most chiropractors fail on. They bring you in, they use their little TRT clicker and poke you around, and you left, you're like, what did you even do? What's it going to do to me? Is it, don't understand it. But like most chiropractors fail because they lack the educational aspect, which is something that my brother-in-law excels in. Like, exactly what he's doing at all times.
That's awesome.
And what it's doing for you. But yeah, if you just go to a normal chiropractor, like we have them, I'm in a small town right now in Missouri. They're not like that. You go and they crack you, but you're not told what's going on with your body or anything like that. You're just kind of like, okay, yeah. And insurance doesn't cover it, so it seems expensive. And
yeah.
But yeah, it's a lack of education, is what it is. And then it's comments like this too. But yeah, a lot of people take issue with chiropractic because they just quite frankly don't understand it.
Yeah. If you find the right one, I think it's pretty powerful.
It is. And in chiropractic, and in their defense of people that criticize it, it's a lot of times it's chiropractors that are to blame because they don't do the educational part. I went to chiropractors my whole life growing up, just here and there, never understood what it was, or what it did.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll get off that tangent. Go see a chiropractor, everybody.
Yep.
So we got about 15 minutes here before I got to run.
Yeah, sounds good. Same here. I got a bunch of design work I got to do. I'm making some screenshots for the App Store.
Ooh, I love those are fun. I don't like doing them for like all the different sizes.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it sucks, man.
Because I have to do it for Android too.
Oh man,
Apple and Android. I'm just like, man.
At
least it's fun. It's fun. It's for Hytopia, who I work for, but
oh yeah,
at least it's fun, and it's exciting, something to look forward to. But it's just so tedious work.
Once you nail down like the base artwork, it's fun. But then you got to do it for all the different sizes and today I have to finish up I branded a company that's kind of like Hims. Hims?
Yeah, Hims and Hers.
Yeah, it's a cool aesthetic to work in. They're kind of modeling after them. So I got to do some website design, but I did a lot of my work before this call, so I'm going to sign off shortly after here. If there's anybody still in the chat, I kind of like to end these shows with like some rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
Nothing's off limits. Personal questions, business questions, design questions. How do you handle this situation? Whatever it is. If anybody has anything or any just topics that you want us to just touch on for a good 30 seconds each, then put them in the chat. Otherwise, did you have anything like else bookmarked this week? I know the dev mode really kind of stole the show.
That was pretty much. I think that was pretty much it. I think there was one other thing, but I don't know if it's worth talking about. Let me see if I can find out what it was. If there's any, while we wait for some chat comments. What? I don't think I bookmarked it though. I was just responding to it. Oh, it was a tweet of mine. Somebody said, where was it? If you're doing 5 websites for 5K, stop.
Yes, I saw this.
If your client doesn't have 5K for a website, they don't have a business. Instead of working with them on the price, you should be honest with them and tell them they can't afford a website yet. Imagine saying that out loud to somebody. Like, come on.
It's just such a small-minded take.
It's like not even worth really going into and talking about. It's so silly, but yeah, you just got to be very careful what you listen to on X, okay? And who your design influencer is. Because some of the stuff is just silly, just straight silly.
It is, yeah. And again, like so many things on X, you have to keep in mind every single take, and this goes from my takes included, Dan takes. Every take has nuances to it.
100%.
That no one's gonna go into like all the different nuances. Everything is very generalized on X, and so there might be some like truth to certain things, but there's always exceptions and always other things that you can extrapolate from it. But yeah, that's not true at all. I've done projects in all different kinds of, from very little money to a lot of money, and there's certain cases where it's all appropriate.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through. If you guys have any questions or topics, it does not have to be it could be a tool you've seen, it could be whatever you've seen. Put in the chat. We're gonna go for about 10 minutes here. Stripe versus others. Is there others?
Who's the other? So like, what?
Yeah, I mean, look,
Stripe.
even Lemon Squeezy uses Stripe.
Yeah.
Realize that. So love the guys at Lemon Squeezy. Shout out to Lemon Squeezy. Great company if you're gonna sell. Gumroad's like, I use Gumroad for scribbles.
Oh, I forgot about Gumroad. Yeah,
but they upped their fee to like some astronomical percentage, and that's where like Lemon Squeezy just blew up.
Stripe for sure. But what I like about Gumroad is I don't know much about the business. I used to really like the founder. I think I still do. I'm not really sure.
He's a cool guy. Yep.
We've met a lot. Came to one of my events before.
Hill, right? Is his name?
Yeah, he's an individual. So it's feel like it's a smaller business.
He's a true like creator.
Yeah. So if I was to support, I cannot. If I was to support someone, I think it'd be Gumroad.
That just means you haven't met the Lemon Squeezy CEO then.
Oh, well, they're not a thing anymore. And I haven't. I haven't met
okay.
What was his name?
The
designer guy, right?
You can't ask me to tell you names. I just know.
No, same here. I can't. I'm the same way. Amar.
I don't know.
I forget. Anyways.
But very cool guy. Very cool guy. I will say. But yeah, they're not a thing anymore. They got acquired by
Stripe.
Stripe, yeah. So there truly is no other option.
Stripe has some of the best design. I mean, Ben Klein's there. Katie Deal, one of the smartest designers there is there.
Yeah. They went on every front. I mean, whether it's like fraud protection, their system in general, their product, the number of payments they accept. There's no close competition. It's not like this like WordPress Webflow thing where like WordPress is 90% and Webflow's 10. Yeah, it's not even close. It's like Stripe is 99.999% of the market.
Yeah.
Getting clients on a small X account.
I think Brett, you might be you're the one that's posting all design work. I think you just got to post design work, and so there's a few different things, and I know Brett will have his own things, but I would say because I've seen it work before, post a lot of good design work with intention, and then also respond. Know who you want to work for. Follow those designers. Respond to almost everything they do, so they start to get familiar with your name. You slowly build a relationship with them. when time is right, you send them a DM of some design work. Same with companies. You have to play the game right, so you have to be a little bit patient there, but you need to start now and do it often. Yeah, I would probably say that.
I agree. I think one other thing I'll add to that is it's so funny. It's just general advice on Twitter that's oftentimes given. It's like, oh, you just got to be consistent. And if you're just consistent, everything's going to work out for you and you're going to grow. And like, no, dude, no. Consistency is just like the tip of the iceberg. If you want to grow on X, if you want to get clients from X, like your content actually has to be good. Like you can't just consistently post. You can't just consistently post whatever you want, and that consistency alone is going to take you to the promised land. No, you see that with people all the time. They'll tweet 30 tweets a day, and you'll go and they'll have 100 followers on X. Like it doesn't work that way. That's deducing the strategy down to like levels that isn't helpful for anybody.
Yeah.
Consistency is definitely part of it. But like I'm very inconsistent on Twitter and X, which I mean, not over the last couple of weeks, but before that,
solid
like I said, but before that, I mean, I go sometimes a couple of weeks, a week here without tweeting, and my growth is still great. So that's proof that like consistency isn't necessarily the be all end all. If you can group consistency with actually really highly engaging content, then you're solid. But I hate the general like you just got to be consistent and things are just
that's
magically work out for you. Yeah. Any bad experience about firing clients? I
never had a.
You never had
client. Sorry, I was thinking employee. Okay. Like I just said, firing someone. I don't fire people. Go ahead, Brett. You were about to say something.
Well, I was just gonna say, once I fire a client, my experience ends with them. So I don't really have bad experience firing clients.
I'm trying to think if I've ever. I'll finish the work. I'm not the one that's gonna like just let somebody go unless it's just the worst.
I will.
It's just the worst experience ever. I worked for this huge. I did a freelance project for this huge corporate company. It's some very, very well-known real estate place. If I said the name, y'all would all know exactly what it is. Worst project ever worked on. And we ultimately, finally, after the project was over, they asked me to work for them again. I was like, no, it's not going to happen. It's funny because it always came down to the project manager that made things hard. It was never designers, never the developers, never the founders, never anybody else. It was the project manager. And every bad project I had, they're the ones that ruined the project. Sometimes the project manager made it the best project there ever was. But if any project was ruined, it was not me, it was not developers, it was not anybody else. It was the terrible project manager that just made everybody's lives miserable. And that's why I would never work on that project again. So that's the closest I've got, is just saying no when they wanted to renew something or do more work.
Yeah. No, I am 100% the kind of guy, like if you do something that really rubs me the wrong way, I will leave you high and dry. without even giving it a second thought. My wife can attest to that 100%.
I respect that.
Best and worst font. Best font I said was Brockman. Worst font right now, probably something like how do you say it? That big long one.
Monostrap.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't even remember what it looks like. I don't know. That's the name of a font, I think.
I don't know. I can't think of the worst font off my head. I can't even think of the name of it. I can picture it, but you got anything?
Yeah, the best font, Enter, dude. Just I don't care what you say.
Are you serious?
I mean, Helvetica knew, but now Enter. I actually do like American Grotesque now, or whatever that is. Well, I think that's the name of it. I like that a lot now. The worst font though is man, everybody used it. Wisdom Script. The absolute worst font ever. There was a dribble.
I gotta look this
time
up.
and dribble period. Everybody used Wisdom Script, and it was just so terrible. Is it the worst font?
Wisdom Script,
I think there was. Wisdom. I'm pretty sure it was called Wisdom Script. Yep. Wisdom Script.
Yeah.
The worst, and everybody used it. I mean, it was all over everything. I'm pretty sure I used it once or twice, but it literally became the worst font ever. in my personal opinion.
Yeah, that's definitely worse than mine. Mine was Montserrat, and it's simply
Montserrat, okay.
because it's an actual place.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's just one of those fonts. It's just like it's had its day
Oh,
already.
and lobster. Adrian said lobster. Yeah, lobster font. I forgot about
Oh, geez, yeah, that's kind of similar to what
that.
you
Yeah,
mentioned.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go through some more of these here.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm too familiar with Monsterrat or whatever that
It's
was.
everywhere. It's everywhere. I will not take you on as a client if that's your font. For my portfolio, I'm doing a grid of work. How should I display
Beautiful.
websites that are really tall? Where should I crop?
For my portfolio, I'm doing a grid of work. How should I display websites that are really tall? You crop it into sections. It depends on how your site's laid out. Sometimes if you have like a nice grid and masonry grid or just a regular grid, probably has to be a masonry grid. You can still do a really long one because I actually had that on one of my portfolios maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and it looked cool. A lot of people really liked it. Obviously, you don't want to go too long, but if it's very long, just crop it into the interesting areas. Brett talks about that a lot, cropping into detail. So you can crop in like a slight show that you tease continuation above the fold viewport area, and then show some more interesting areas down below and just in a different piece, somewhere. Because that's what you want to do anyways. You want to show a bunch of work so people can literally just sit there and scroll and kind of get lost. That's when you know you're good and they want to hire you.
Yep.
If they can keep scrolling and just forget what time it is, that's what you want. So many people just have like 3 pieces of work on their portfolio and it's not enough.
Yeah,
I
agree. And I think to add to that, I'm over these portfolios that just have hero section after hero section, and it's just a tile of hero sections. Like nothing drives me crazier.
It's horrible.
Like I will bounce immediately. So again, like it's okay to have a hero section here and there, but like Dan said, and I say a lot, is like have some of those tiles like break up the monotony of like just sections and like zoom in on particular details or buttons or whatever it is. I mean, hopefully you have something that's worth zooming in on where you get other problems. But yeah, you don't do the hero section tiles over and over and over again. It's garbage anymore. Outreach, ads, or content. I'm going to choose content. I hate outreach and ads personally.
Yeah, content any day.
Ads cost money. Outreach is just monotonous and oftentimes not successful. Is it just me or is designing for Shopify horrible? I love Framer, but our clients, yeah. I just had 2 conversations yesterday with clients that want Shopify, and I turned them both away.
Yeah,
it's just not fulfilling work for me. But that's totally just me.
Yeah, I agree.
E-commerce in general, this is not something that I've particularly too fond of.
I personally love e-commerce because it's where I got started, but more of custom. Like I can't
custom.
You have to deal with Shopify
100%.
and custom stuff. Yes. I actually love e-commerce because it's so hard. It's like it's a difficult problem to figure out.
I don't like it. It's probably I don't know. It's not my world. So
it was like how people think about product design now. That was like me for e-commerce. Like I loved it.
Yeah.
What tools do you use to keep everything organized, like tracking work time, managing? This is all. This got your name all over it, Brett. Your name all over it, dude.
Well, I don't track work time. Managing invoices is all. I collect that up front. That's all through Stripe. I don't have a part in that at all. It's all automated. And staying on top of projects, I just use Trello. This does not have my name on it.
Yeah, you're the only one that does that.
I know, but the secret sauce is that I don't do these things. that is the magic secret, is that these things that you guys all struggle with doing, I just simply do not do. 99% of my day, if not more than that, is just designing in Figma. I don't track time. I don't manage projects. I pop open a Trello board. There's a task there sitting for me. It tells me what to do. I jump into Figma. I come back and I send them a link. I don't manage it. I don't manage invoices. I don't send quotes. I don't do none of this garbage.
Yeah.
I just design. So I'm not the contrary to what Dan's saying. I am not the person to tell you which time tracking software to use.
I just knew that because you use Trello. Like I've never
I use
used Trello,
but I use it in a very minimal sense by design. Like everything that I've done at Design Joy is strictly for simplicity purposes.
Sure.
So I don't get caught up in doing these things.
Yeah.
So sorry, Victoria.
I don't use any. I mean, I don't think I've ever had the problem where I needed to be more organized or anything. Like if I do, then that's a bigger issue. I don't know. I'm the type of person though. I don't even use a calendar. I don't use anything. If it's not on my mind, it's not important. And if I have to get to the point where I need to organize everything, I'm taking on too much work.
Yeah.
So that's just the way I've always been. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I like my business model. And Dan's the same way. Like these things that bug designers traditionally just aren't even a part of our life. Orman Clark, yeah. So Orman Clark is the he's the designer at Lemon Squeezy.
Oh, he's not the founder. He's the designer. Okay. He's like an OG. He's an OG.
He is super good. I don't know if he went with Lemon Squeezy to Stripe or what, but I haven't seen him on X in a long time. What is he doing?
Wait, I haven't heard that name in forever.
I haven't either. That's kind of weird. I need to check into that. What's the stories with the hats and where can we get one? Creative department. I will put the.
Was it dot what?
It's part of studio. I will put it in the caption here. Not sponsored, by the way.
No, not sponsored. Just
not sponsored at all. I showed up with this hat, and Dan was like, "I got that hat too. Let me put it on." Creative department.studio. Sick stuff. Yeah, highly recommend going shopping there. You'll spend some money.
Get the coffee mugs. Get the coffee. Put water in it if you don't drink coffee.
And get my hat that's coming out soon on there.
That's exciting.
Let's see. Going back here, we got a few more here. Examples of highly engaging content. That's probably another segment for another day, and it changes all the time. Yeah. Just look at Dan and I's profile. You'll see some stuff.
Especially Brett's. Brett's crushing it right now. I'm
like a one-trick pony right now, though.
But it's the best trick there is. Dude, did you gain like 20,000 followers in the past week or 2 weeks or something?
No. Oh, no. Oh, slow down. Don't give that false. But see now when I say the number, it's not going to sound as a magnificent.
Sorry, no. I literally thought it was like 20.
You can't set me up like that.
What is it? What is it? It's 5.
No, it was like it was 5,300 and
huge.
84 in the last 7 days. I beat levels. Okay,
that's massive. I don't even know how to find this information. For comparison,
it's regrowth dot.
Shoot, it's like a whole different site. It's not on X.
No. And the only reason I know of this isn't something that I track meticulously, but this guy releases a leaderboard every morning on X and tags you in it.
Regrowth X tracking.
Yeah, you have to be signed in. You can see my little profile picture right there. I'm still above him.
You sign in with Twitter?
Yeah.
What's the actual URL? Because I don't.
Regrowth.so.
Regrowth.
No, it must not. It must not be. You know what? It must not be
for free. Oh, another paid thing.
I don't remember my.
Yeah, it's saying I don't see an option to sign in with Twitter.
I don't remember my login.
Don't you don't have to log in and stuff.
It just shows the leaderboard every week. So I did the calculation, and if we keep going at the same pace I am with levels, I'll be there in about 15 and a half years. So
15 and a half years
to match him.
There's something on X though that you can find, right? I don't know.
Not leaderboard specific.
No, but how many followers you got in a certain amount of time.
Yeah, but it's really bad. Like it's really bad at historical data because it's a very finite period of time.
I'll see what
not good. No one's really nailed the Twitter analytics yet. But yeah, I did a recount of my tutorial stats.
Ooh, mine's not looking great.
And it was like 30 in the last week, like 35,000 bookmarks, which is really to me the most mind-boggling part.
Dang. 35,000?
35,000.
And how many days? How many days?
In 7 days.
Okay, my 7-day bookmark is 1.5 thousand.
Yeah, but you're not doing tutorials. You could start doing them tomorrow and blow that up.
I want to see if I'll find new followers. I don't see that anywhere.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know if it's there. It's very.
This
It's very
information
weird.
is terrible.
It's really, really bad. I don't know how could they mess that up so bad. But yeah, the tutorials are blowing things up right now.
That's awesome, man. You gotta keep doing it.
I don't know how long it'll. I don't know how long it'll last. I'm kind of honestly getting a little bit tired of them.
I wonder. So here's the thing. Because I've gone through processes where I've tried to share something, kind of the same thing, like often overdo it.
Yeah.
I wonder if you get like if you're starting to feel that way. I wonder if other people are starting to feel that way. Maybe the numbers aren't there yet, but then like you just take 2 weeks off and you just get back on it. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of like the studio anime thing. It's like things get cool at first, and then we're all used to ChatGPT and what it can do, and it just kind of loses its seal. My whole strategy is like stoking the fire while it's hot.
100%, yeah.
And I just do that repeatedly, or I try to do that repeatedly. So I'll ride this wave for as long as I can. But yeah, honestly, it's getting kind of boring. I want to go back to doing some controversial stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's a little bit. I'm not getting the controversy that I'm used to on there.
It looks like I'm getting a little over 100 followers a day. So in your time period where you got 5,000, I've only gotten. Well, this is a 7-day process, so whatever.
I mean, during the normal week before tutorials, like my follower count, I think would be about 100 to 200 a day.
10 per day.
I lose a ton. I lose a ton per day.
This is funny.
Anytime you tweet, you lose followers. It like pop up on people's feed, and they're like, I don't like you anymore.
I forgot I didn't like that guy.
So yeah, I don't pay that much attention to it. But let's see. All right, just a couple more here. Where's the feelings on using Contra for everything, even though we lose it? Dan, how do you just real quick, and we gotta run, but you're building recent work, and I know you're a big fan, you're probably even a partner of Contra. How do you and I don't know Contra that well, to be honest. It looks like a super cool platform, but like in a position where I don't actively have to search for clients and have a portfolio and stuff like that. It's just I don't use it right now in my career. How do you see recent work in Contra kind of like coexisting? I know Contra does a lot more stuff, but do you see it as like a complementary thing to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I love Contra. I think they're one of the best companies out there for designers, for freelancers. Anybody that's trying to make the freelancer's life better and get paid quicker and getting closer to the client, you have to respect. You have to respect it. So and Ben there, the main guy, the CEO, is just absolutely incredible, dude. But that's why you see me talk about him a lot. It's just I so much respect for this type of business. I mean, I used to talk the same way about Dan from Cedar Home from Dribble when that was his thing. But yeah, I think it's silly not to be on Contra if you could be on there, because there are clients there. There are people making a ton of money on Contra. Sure, there's still people making money on Dribble and whatnot too, but people are making a lot of money on Contra, so you should be over there. Now, where recent work comes into play is my new portfolio platform I'm working on, recentwork.com. It's I feel like it's going to be more complementary to Contra than anything else. I actually want to figure out how to incorporate Contra into it somehow. So when you have your page, you can just be hired right there from Contra via a Contra button or something. Or anytime you upload here, it also goes to Contra, or vice versa. Like I see it nothing but benefiting each other. I even think I would greatly benefit Contra, the recent work. Just the way we'll design our portfolios to make it so beautiful and like everything out of the way. I feel like Contra
Yes.
could use a lot, because with any platform like Contra, it's going to get a little bit too much, and
Yes.
it's their portfolios are already kind
Feature
of getting that
bloat.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
if they had an option, like if the pro account on Contra was where everything's dialed back and you had a little bit more control over your portfolio, that's closer to what I'm getting at with recent work, in a way, where it just focuses on the beautiful work so you can get lost, because that's the most important thing, is that someone can get lost in your work. So they immediately want to go hit that hire button. So if nothing else, it's very complimentary, and I can see us hopefully working together at some point in the future. We'll see. But
Interesting. Little bit of a, I don't know, maybe some foreshadowing there.
hopefully.
I could see 100%. Like I said, I'm oftentimes a proponent of people specializing in certain aspects of products.
Mhm.
And I think when it comes to featuring work, I think that warrants a dedicated team altogether and company
Yeah.
altogether in some cases to do that properly and to do it well. And I think it'd be interesting to see how recent work evolves, because I feel like, and this is going back to feature bloat, like I work with a ton of founders that are just constantly wanting to throw features into their product, and you could see it, like, as a designer, you could see the experience going downhill really fast.
Yeah.
And it's like, if they're not continually adding features to their product, they feel like they're not playing the game well. And I feel like from your perspective, like, there's video games that I play, for example, that have been the same for the last 10 years. And they're great because they've been the same for the last 10 years. And they're just really good at what they do. I'm not sitting there wanting new things from them. Like, just do what you do best. It's like, I don't know, you don't have 5 guys where you are, but like, they have a very simple menu. It's like, just do that well. I think it'll be interesting to see how you handle that kind of pressure, because I would imagine there's gonna be part of you that's like, oh, we should do this, we should do this, we should do this. And having like the wisdom to be like, no, or this is, that's gonna be, I feel like, because recent work, at least right now, seems like a very simple product offering, which is the beauty of it all, right?
Mhm.
So it'd be interesting to see how you kind of navigate those waters.
The goal is to stay that way. And I think honestly think, even though there's already, me and my co-founder have conversations all the time, like, oh dude, it'd be cool if we did this. But our benefit is we don't have that much time. We have a really good idea and a powerful thing that I think is needed for portfolios. We do this on our side in our spare time. So that's going to be able to benefit us greatly from not overdoing it. So it will stay very simple.
Good.
In the best
Glad
way.
to hear it. Austin has an interesting idea here. This is probably the last thing we'll be able to get to, guys, because we both have we're both designers by day.
We actually got to work.
This is just fun. So why does every platform require booking and everything on the platform? I think you can make recent work half dribble, half modern, so designers use it for inspiration and as a portfolio.
I never once said you could book on recent work. Never.
I don't know that he's accusing you of doing that. I think he's just saying in general.
Oh yeah, in general. Yeah. Agree.
I could be wrong. Maybe he is accusing you.
No. Hey, accuse me all you want, because it's not in the playbook right now.
But when it comes to recent work, and again, you have shared, I feel like, very little on this, even though you've been on Hunter and Tom's show, you've tweeted about it a couple times. Will there be an aspect of it from like a just like a inspiration resource that you'll be able to consume, and not just like have a standalone portfolio page for to send to clients or whatever?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you. Yes. Basically, it's a beautiful gallery of work that you can see. You can discover people.
There'll be a feed.
There'll be a feed. Yep.
Okay.
There'll be your own portfolio, which is just the most beautiful, simple feed of lots of stuff that you can get lost into, but very customizable. And so you can either be like a designer on there that's showing the work, and be a client on there that's trying to find somebody, or you can be an inspiration gatherer and gather inspiration by a simple click of a button, and then it goes to this other beautiful wall of stuff that you can.
It's called a bucket. No, I'm just kidding. Triple bucket. Love it. Okay, that's
about it. I mean, it's not going to be anything else.
That's all we want.
I don't want anything else.
But with all the other stuff,
you don't need to get hired on the platform. Like you don't. You got your email there. You could. you could have managed the conversation that way. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, with that, guys, we've been on here for 2.5 hours almost.
As always, we always think like, yeah, we'll just do like an hour today, an hour and a half today, and it's a bit forever.
I know.
It's fun though, man. It's
the way it goes.
It's fun to just take a break and just chat, hang out, and I mean, there's always a lot of stuff to talk about, you know.
Absolutely.
But
cool, guys. Well, appreciate you guys joining. Dan, thanks for thanks for hanging on this Wednesday. We'll be back next week with the one and only. Is it Matt D. Smith? Is that his like the elongated version of his name?
Gotta have the D in there. You might know what the D stands for. Is it David? Matt Daniel?
No.
Matt David?
I just call him MDS.
He's MDS. But I've never I don't think I've known him for a very long time. We've hung out several times. I don't think I've ever called him Matt or Matt Smith. It's always MDS or Matt D. Smith. It's never
MDS.
anything else.
I just know him. I know him because he's just like, he's just a freaking Go designer. Shift nudge. I don't even.
Human. Yeah.
Like I mean, he does it all. He speaks at config, and he's also.
So he does great with. I know we're trying to get off here. He does great with shift nudge, but I would he deserves all the credit because I don't know anyone that was doing this kind of like selling icons and like courses before Matt. He was the first one that I knew that was doing it, and he was making good money back then too. I remember him telling me stories. I was like, dude, what? You can make money doing that? Wow. So the fact that he did this with shift nudge and made, tons of money. He deserves every bit of it because he's one of the first ones to do it.
And he's totally one of those guys. I put him in the same category as Tommy. It seems like he just tweets a stream of consciousness, like whatever he wants to say, he says it. He doesn't care about clicks or engagement. He just says what he wants to say. Yeah. And his production level on all of his content is fantastic. I remember like when I was building my course, like shift nudge, I looked at it, I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I even bothering? Yeah. Totally. So good. So he'll be joining us. We made it clear that we don't want this show to be like an interview style format when we have guests on. We're literally just going to bring them on to just join in the exact same conversations as we are having. So there'll be some of you probably that will be reaching out that are frequently in the chat to come on and just join us that we see. And so we'll try to have some guests here and there, but it's just going to strictly just be just to chill. Not to interview or anything like that.
Look at that. You've
Levi, you're on my list too, man.
we gotta get Levi on here for sure, dude. You've got twice as many views on this stream as I do. Just nonstop.
Did you tweet it out?
I did not tweet it out. Did you tweet it out?
Well, that's why, yeah.
Okay, but still, it's like
Dan, come on.
I forget. You gotta remind me. But it's like so consistent there. It's ridiculous. Like you totally every time it's double. Unless I tweet it out, I get a little bit closer. But it's always like
you got a lot closer last time.
Always double.
Yeah. No, you got a lot closer, dude. I
gotta remember I'm gonna put a post-it note on here. Next time to.
I know it's hard when you're in the show and you gotta switch gears and tweet something out. But yeah.
Thank you. Austin said he's going to join mine next time. Thank you. Everybody here, join Dan's stream next time. Okay, please.
Flip the script. I'll be like, what the heck's going on? Shadow ban for Twitter.
I love it, man.
But yeah, Levi, you got to join. It's Austin. You got to join. All you guys are there frequently like chat. Like I just want you guys on this show.
It's so cool. We appreciate y'all so much. We really do.
Yeah. So we'll be reaching out to some of you, but MDS will join us next week. I reached out to Jordan Jenkins, which I haven't told you this. You know Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan's he's amazing. Yeah,
he wants to come on.
Yeah, cool.
He's a freaking like dope. Like every time I see a brand project on X, I'm like, that's dope. Who did it? Oh, it's Jordan.
We almost worked together several times.
Oh, really?
Jordan, yeah, on several different.
I know
projects.
he's I don't know if he still works for Hunter. I think he was working for Off Menu for a little bit. He's just he's just a visual designer guy that I hugely respect.
Yeah, one of the best.
But yeah.
Wasn't he at like Unfold or something like that before this?
He was. Yeah, there's actually a few guys from Unfold that I want to have on. Phil from Unfold, love to have on. Did you see Unfold like went to subscription like DesignJoy?
No,
they did. Yeah, back when they laid a bunch of people off. I don't know if you remember that. They no pun intended. Vaguely, that kind of folded. And and yeah, they're like they went the subscription route, which I thought was a little bit
not
interesting.
unfold.com.
No, it's
that is
.co.
something else.
It's .co, yeah.
It's actually not a bad site, unfold.com. Oh, whoa. Okay. Interesting.
Austin just says you need more controversy, Dan, to get more.
I feel like I'm pretty controversial.
You are not at all. No. You're carefully controversial. You're not going to step on anybody's toes or offend people. You just kind of.
Is that the trick? But you don't do that much anymore. You do it sometimes.
I do it when it's necessary.
Yeah, it's necessary.
You know, it's always justified in my mind.
Of course.
And I would never do it when it wasn't justified.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, cool guys. Well,
remember, join my stream next time, not Brett's.
That would be fine. I won't tweet it out. You tweet it out. You just see if you can get.
Watch, you'll still get double. You'll still get double.
That's funny, man. Oh man,
I love it.
All right, guys. I appreciate you guys joining. Thank you, Sentu. Thank you, Austin, Will, all you guys, Victoria, Levi, all the regulars. Appreciate you guys chilling with us.
We gotta get all the regulars on stream too one time. Just have a big.
I'm gonna screenshot this because there's a few right here. Dude, we can even have like a couple of them on at a time.
Why not? Yeah, it'd be fun.
I don't care. There's no rules here.
Next time, yeah. Stream noted. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have some guys on next time.
Cool.
But yeah, appreciate you guys.
Awesome.
We're gonna sign off. We got some work to do. Dan, have a good one, man.
You too. Y'all have a good week. Okay. Talk next week.